drinking vodka with the boys.
Nigga, shut up. I'm the vodka drinker here. Please.
Hey everybody, this is right here, your boy Jerry J.I. Over here to my left is my guy.
Richie Rich is in the building.
And over there at the refrigerator,
Scott Teague chilling.
walking in front of the
Boom.
camera in the
Yeah,
middle of
well,
the
you know.
intro. And guess what you have here? You have
Drink
the
that.
Grown Man Click podcast.
Hey,
What's up, everybody? You know how we doing.
happening?
Hey, Mister, he said, "What's up?"
What's the deal, yo?
what's up?
Can't hear you. You on mute, buddy.
My brothers, how y'all doing?
All right,
Chilling.
man. Welcome to the Grown Man Click podcast. First
Peace.
timer. Let's give him a little yeah. What's up?
In the
Yeah,
building.
that's
Peace.
right, Mister. He said part of the he said she said hash tribe.
We
They all go live so many times, and they always have potent conversations for
we
you.
we got a professional in the audience.
Yeah, we got a
Tell
pro
us
up
what
here.
to do now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But what
we
not to say for me?
we always like to
I'm
start the
saying.
show with a little toasty toast. So
Oh,
let's go ahead
Lord.
and get our toast up,
Oh Lord.
get our cups up.
What up?
You got your drink.
Yes, sir.
I got my drink. Oh, let's wait for him to come
Red-
back. He went to
red
go
cups
grip.
in the
Yo,
building.
there you go.
Oh,
He got it.
salute.
Red
We got
cups.
red cups, blue cups. There we go. Cheers.
Boom.
Cheers
Salute.
to a good show. Here we
sir.
go. I need about 4 more of them because my Ravens look like garbage for 12.5 seconds yesterday. How can you been all year? They have only been trailing for a total of like 12 minutes in 6 games and lost 3 of them because in the last final seconds.
I'm gonna say what I
Ugh.
said yesterday. Do not sleep on them Giants. And I'm a Ravens fan.
Yeah, but that wasn't about the Giants. That was the
Yes.
Ravens' execution. It was
karma.
horrible.
It was karma.
And then check this out. Then your boys come out of nowhere and pull off a win. Win number 2. Yeah, but the Pittsburgh Steelers actually won a game this year. Whoa, 2 of them. Yeah, Pittsburgh. Let's give them the Bronx cheer.
Hey,
That was a jam. Hey, yo.
hey, Mitch trying to keep a job, yo.
Yeah. Mitch be like this. Yeah, that was Ben Roethlisberger, right?
Oh yeah, the rapist. Yeah.
The Ravens.
Whoa, be careful, be careful. The statements made by my boy Scott is his own and not indicative of the Grown
That's
Man
right.
Click podcast.
I'm a 40-year vet in these streets, and yes, I did say it.
So
Shit, I said. You Ravens.
we controversial as shit over here.
Hey.
So anyway, let's start off with the what did you do? So Mr. He said, what did you do this weekend? What did you have going on?
Typical weekend. Just some errands around the house. Cleaned up the backyard. Got some leaves off the court, and just run some errands. And did a little karaoke Saturday night. Did a little football and family relax. Get ready for the week Sunday. So typical regular stuff for me this weekend. Nothing out of the ordinary. How about you, gentlemen?
What was the barbershop about this weekend? Because I was actually out of town this weekend, so I couldn't join in.
Oh, it was I did a reaction to Courtney McDowell from Lapeef Network. She did a sit down with Sister Shahrazad Ali, and they were talking about the state of Black women nowadays. And I did a little reaction giving kudos to them for, being the women that they are and choosing the talking points and the rhetoric that they choose. And, that comes with a lot of backfire nowadays. So I just did a reaction and gave some kudos to them and bigged up all of the fellas and told the ladies they need to get right.
Cool.
That's what's up. So, Scotty, I know you was on an island hopper. You was on a jet plane.
I had a typical, non-typical weekend. I just got back. Forgive me for looking like it's frozen north, but I just landed from Miami yesterday.
Okay.
I just came back from Miami, so it's cold up here, for real. I've
Yeah.
been freezing all day.
And I'm about to go.
Was this a cameraless trip?
This was not a camera-less trip. I am a professional photographer. Everywhere I go, my camera goes with me. Actually, a couple of friends and business partners, business associates, got married after 5 years of planning, and I had to be there. Got promoted to being a groomsman because, I mean, let's be honest. Wedding events themselves are pretty horrible most of the time. Anything and everything that is going to go wrong is going to go wrong, and everything went wrong. From, let's see, photographer bailed out 2 days before, hairdresser stuck the whole woman crew up for more money than she contracted for,
God,
and the cops were called because she wouldn't leave.
Stick 'em up. Stick 'em up.
give me the
Best man showed up late. Maid of honor showed up extremely late. Let's see. Yeah, that's just about it.
Wow.
But they 9 years in before they got married. I told them, hey, look, keep it together. Forget the shit show. Do what you got to do. She looked fantastic. I mean, she had like a white dress, 15-foot train,
Good Lord.
40 style hoop. I mean, she had three women just getting her train down the freaking aisle.
Wow.
It was outdoors place. Actually, I will give you the name of the place because we going to shoot there.
Okay.
Think outdoors. Think combination. Uh, Old Town Charleston, Old Town Savannah, Old Town San Juan, all mixed up together.
Okay.
This place was fabulous.
Cool.
what was the bridesmaids hitting for, man? That's what I want to know.
You know we got the resident
That's
Mr.
what I want to
Knees.
know.
Mr.
Okay?
Knees gonna come at you like that.
I will not speak ill of anyone else's wife. They were all married.
Oh, see.
But no, was they smuts or were they good
No,
looking?
they weren't. First of all,
What's
first of
wrong
all,
with
first
you?
of all, the bride. First of all, the bride is a business
No, I'm
partner.
not talking about
No,
El
hold on,
Cid. I'm
hold
talking
on,
about
hold on.
the bridal party.
the-
Hey,
the-
Marcy.
The bride is a business associate of mine. I met her because she's a model.
Right.
And as a professional model, and she runs a magazine, and she does hair professionally.
She
She
knows
ain't
some
gonna have.
smuts.
Yeah, she. No,
You
she ain't like that. No, they was all blazing.
Okay.
gotta
Cool.
take a little peek.
All right.
Oh
You
no, I
know
did
those
more than a peep. I'm just not gonna speak ill of anybody else.
We didn't say speak ill
You
of
can tell her. You
anybody.
can say a woman.
He was saying,
beautiful.
did they look good?
Nah, no, he was.
I ain't say. I ain't
I-
asked if you
I-
slutted him out.
No, I understand Rich speak. No, he asked a little bit more than that.
I just say what they hitting for. That's it.
Oh no, they was blazing. They was all blazing.
Oh man.
So, what did you do this weekend, Rich?
This weekend, I did a couple things. I sat in for a table read for this project that I'm working on.
That's with Mosley. What's his name? Antonio.
Antonio.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
I know Antonio.
Yeah, shout out to Antonio.
Yeah, shout out to Antonio Mosley. Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Antonio
yeah.
Mosley.
Yeah,
Cool.
dope dude. He reached out, and also Awesome, another actor in Baltimore, reached out, and they got some heat. I sat there and I listened to it, but they coming up together. I gotta say, there was a lot of talent in that room.
Okay, cool.
There was a lot of talent in that room.
So I feel some video vibes coming up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. I'm definitely the cameraman.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
Yeah.
he does a good job with the cameras. He be
Yeah.
getting it. He be
Yeah,
getting
and
it.
we
in.
definitely gonna be in it. It's gonna be beautiful. And I believe they still casting, so any actors, I
Oh.
might want to reach out to Antonio and Awesome.
All right,
Let them know what's up.
Miss Marcy, how you
Hey,
doing,
Miss
my
Marcy.
girl?
How y'all
Right.
doing?
Good to see you. Good to see
Good.
you.
Always
Good.
good to see y'all.
I see you
Oh,
rocking. I
thank
see you
you.
rocking that white.
Yeah,
Okay.
looking good in the way, looking like
That
an angel.
that
Oh
winter
wow.
Oh,
white.
All
That's because
right.
I am an angel. You see that halo? You see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I see it.
so, whoa, excuse me.
Wow.
I don't know what's
Yo,
happening
bro,
here.
you okay?
You all right?
Look,
You need some of
What
my angel vibes?
what
Help
what
you
you
out?
what you do, Marcy?
I don't know. I ain't mean to.
You need Jesus.
you put a curse on that man. Oh, what it?
Just got a little choked up there. I don't know what.
Yeah, it just ain't go down the
Yeah.
wrong pipe.
So, what did you do this weekend?
Oh man, I had colleagues come in this weekend and they wanted to see everything in DC. So I had to
Mm.
tour around DC. I took them to Ben's Chili Bowl and all the memorials, and then we ended the evening gambling. That's what they wanted to
Hey.
do.
Oh, where'd you go for the gambling?
So down at the National Harbor,
Oh, okay.
MGM, yeah, yeah,
What is the name of that place?
MGM.
MGM.
MGM Grand.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
got the resident professional gambler in the family here today. Sheila's in the house over there chilling
Oh,
with us.
okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
I should have had
Yeah.
Sheila with me so I could have known what to do. I just sat at the little roulette thing the whole time. They were at tables and stuff. I don't know how to do all of that. They
Always
were
bet
big
on
time.
black.
Yeah.
Always
I
bet on
did
black.
bet on black.
Did you
I did
win?
pretty good.
Okay.
Yay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, my weekend. So, Friday, I ain't do much of nothing Friday, did I? No, actually, I went home early because I was still getting the back together. I've been having the back issue, so I
That's
was
important.
letting the back rest. The missus was out because she had a busy weekend helping out family, and then Saturday I had to say goodbye to a friend of mine. Passed away, so we went to pay
Oh.
homage to them, and it was a moving ceremony, but it went over really well. Um, and then Saturday evening, I went home and put my feet up. I watched the end of the Maryland game, which was
Mm.
good. Their
Mhm.
little third string quarterback came out there and did some damage and won the game for them.
He's trying to
To-
move up, man.
What's up with these Tunga Vailoas? What's up with them? They keep going down. Like his brother went down, 2 weeks ago for Miami,
Yeah, yeah.
and he went down this weekend.
Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
All right, so I didn't know he went down. I knew about his brother.
Yeah, he went down too. And then
What do you got?
I don't know yet. They didn't announce it. College it takes a while because they gotta go through the parents and all of that stuff. But
Is it-
Sunday,
Is they getting paid yet? My bad.
no,
They
I
not getting
mean
paid
they
yet?
getting what is it? Image likeness money if
Oh,
the
okay.
college gives it to them. So they are getting paid, but I don't think he's getting. I don't know. I don't know what his situation is. We need to do a podcast about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But you had something to add, Mr. E said?
Nah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. And then Sunday, I ended up with I had two shoots to do here. I had the Bliss Babes come in
Yeah,
and we killed that shoot.
they
And
definitely killed it.
it was amazing. They did Halloween thing. So it was a real hot shoot. I don't want to tell you what they did because
Oh.
they gotta post the pictures.
I was about to let it
Yeah,
go.
no, we gotta let them
Let
post
it
their
go.
pictures. If we
All right.
tell them what they were, they gonna be like, they put it out there. Now everybody gonna see it. Bliss Babes is a modeling agency out of DC. Get a Bliss Babes a little bit.
Mhm.
So they came through and they did some little. It's gonna be cute when they post it. So go check them out. And I forgot what was my other shoot yesterday.
Cyan.
Oh, CC, yeah, I did
Mhm.
CC shoot. Yeah, that's right. I had CC in the house, and she did some. I have a local boutique that I work with, Jeans and Boots. Gotta give them one. If you like a little bit of urban with a little chic, you can go get some gear from Jeans and Boots. Miss Tuesday is over there dressing women so eloquently. So she gave me some pieces, and CC blew them up and did some amazing work. So it was really cool.
Shout
So
out Jeans and Boots.
yeah, that was my weekend. So um
I would like to
Yeah.
issue an apology because here at the Grown Man Clique, we hold ourselves accountable.
We sure
So
do.
when we do stuff that's wrong and will hurt our viewers, I need to issue this apology. Here in Baltimore, it's getting cold, so I gotta hide the knees. Okay, so I'm sorry for everybody that's wondering why The kneecaps are out today. Okay, it's
Don't
freezing out here.
don't smile at him.
Please,
Do not
please
smile at
don't.
him.
Please don't. That
All of
good
your
Lord.
women viewers are gonna be so disappointed.
I know.
Don't encourage him,
Nervous.
Marcy. Oh my God.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
No.
Please.
Gotta let him know. I apologize.
I thought he was gonna come at us with something serious.
I thought he
No.
did something wrong. Yeah.
But we do have no, we do have the weekend review. So we already did the Saturday football and
Facts.
Sunday football.
Facts.
What else had happened this week? I hear there's this big controversy over Kanye again.
Yeah.
So what did he do?
Yo, actually, it's Kanye and was in the news this week.
Kanye and who?
DJ Academics.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
This clown ass motherfucker.
I was
What
about
happened with them?
Yeah,
So-
DJ. They caught DJ Academics out there swinging on chicks outside the elevator. They didn't even get to the elevator.
So he was Ray Ricing girls?
Man, listen, they whooped his ass. He whooped his ass, but he was talking to him like they was grown ass men. I was like, it must be like no dudes in that lobby or nothing like that shit.
Were they grown ass dudes in
No,
dresses?
they was women.
Ah.
Okay.
It was women.
Act taking his frustrations out on the fact that in these podcast streets, this shit is just reckless, man.
Yeah, he coming off real goofy right now. I don't like what I'm saying.
Right.
And he
I like
talk
what I'm
about
saying
goofy
at
shit
all.
all the time, and
Yeah.
he the head goof, yo.
He goofy. Yep.
He need
Yep.
he need Erica Badu to come burn his ass up again. Like, we ain't forget, nigga. We ain't forget.
You better call Tyrone.
I'm gonna call my Pisces sister.
Call him.
Either that or go get a window seat.
I feel like he just needs some real men in his section, man. Like,
So
he ain't doing what he's supposed to.
Yeah,
be
I
doing.
was watching something today, and Kanye was talking about George Floyd didn't die the way they said he died. That the police officers didn't kill him, and he's just on some old.
So that's what he said.
Oh, that's one of the things he said. But I'm sure, yeah, I saw that today,
Yeah.
about an hour ago.
When are people going to realize that Kanye West opens his mouth only when he thinks of something so ridiculous that it's actually going to make him money? That's the
Yeah,
only thing he ever does.
Kanye West
Mr.
blames
West in
George
the
Floyd's
building.
death on fentanyl, not police officers'
See?
knee.
told you.
Where can I ask something? First of all, I could never wear them balloon clown ass shoes he made.
Them
Whoa,
shoes.
whoa,
Oh my
whoa,
god.
whoa.
All right, I'm
Whoa,
sorry.
whoa.
This is my opinion. I don't care what you
I'm just
say.
saying, some of them
Also,
Yeezys
then he actually had his clothes put in big bags in the middle of the Gap stores and wanted people to sort through them and find their sizes and find what they wanted. Like we're vagabonds and we need to go shopping in big ass bags to find clothes. So we don't need to. I'm sorry, I spent too much time raising my kids and earning a living, so I didn't have to dig in trash cans. So why would I
Mhm.
want to go into a store where I'm paying my good ass money for to buy wrinkled ass clothes out of a wrinkled ass bag and a dirty store? It's going to be dirty if the clothes are in a big ass bag.
And everybody got to
Sorry.
dig through them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got everybody's hands all over everything. I'm sorry. No, that is not the way you earned the right to go into the store and shop and get something off the shelves that it was actually meticulously put there so that you would be attracted to it.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I don't agree with that. But some of them Yeezys comfortable as hell.
I don't care what they look
Comfortable
stupid to
as
me.
shit,
I would
nah.
never buy a
Some-
pair.
I would have no
I-
clue.
I would never.
got some fly
I'm
ones
sorry.
out there.
To you, that's
Yeah,
your
I-
taste, your flavor. You're younger than me. Think of the
Right,
decades
right.
between us.
Right.
But for me and my house, we'll stay in the Jordan family. I'm sorry, I will put
Exactly.
some J's on my feet,
You
J's
obviously,
on my feet.
you obviously richer
J's
than
on
me
my
too,
feet.
because
Nah,
I
I
can't
mean,
afford to get
yeah. I
them,
rock
man.
with J's too.
And then you
No, I'm
you
talking
buying
about- I'm
shoes
talking about
with
the other
holes in them,
ones.
so
I
your
can't
feet
afford
going
them
to get wet.
Even though they big and rubber.
Oh man, got a hole.
So anyway, I'm just saying. I mean, so why is so much stock put in? I'm sorry. This is one case where the performer and what his rhetoric says does not match the social construct
We
for what we're trying to do as a people.
Yeah.
I think yeah, you can be a Republican. I have Republican friends. You can have a diatribe and you can have logical conversation with a Republican. Their ideas are different from yours. Grow up, put on your big boy pants, and have a good conversation and learn that you're not that far away from them. It's just certain things that they think of that you don't agree with and we don't agree with. So we decide to make those changes. But he has gone so far left of center that he could never get my attention back.
Kanye's
Yep.
I don't care. I don't care how much an idiot savant he is when he gets in front of that keyboard.
Kanye's a sensationalist. Please, he don't believe half of what he's saying because he don't even think about it. What can I do to get some views to get
Yeah.
people to buy my shit? That's
Yeah.
basically what we're talking about.
So,
Right.
so
They
I
want to
mean,
always ask
blame this. That
myself.
I keep hearing people say mental illness is because of mental illness or because his mom Danya is gone. I call
Donda.
BS on all of that too. It's Kanye being the genius that he is, but a genius in a negative way.
I think he's an idiot savant
Yeah.
because he only does one thing
Which
that
is
everybody don't complain about, and that's music.
yeah.
Geniuses do a
Mhm.
lot of different
I
things.
complained about a couple of them.
I'm not. I
too.
mean, not his music in entirety,
Yeah, no,
Have you
but
heard?
I'm
Have
saying,
you heard Yeezus?
say what?
Y'all heard Yeezus?
No,
but
I wouldn't
I
even know
said,
it if you played it
but
for me
there are
right now.
songs in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
catalog that 90% of people who have listened to
Yeah.
hip hop
Oh yeah,
has something in his catalog, either
Yeah.
as a producer or a
Abs-
performer,
absolutely,
that makes their head nod.
absolutely.
I think he's an awesome creator.
Right.
Mhm.
That's what I said, except
Yeah.
for those shoes, and you not wearing getting
Um,
me to buy no no balled
He
up clothes.
he
I'm
has
sorry.
he has a right, just like everyone else, to say whatever it is he thinks, and I have a right not to listen because I think he's a freaking idiot.
Right.
Bam.
There we go. What do you feel, Mr. He said, on the whole Kanye situation?
Yeah, um,
Because you're a
Kanye's
musician
gonna
as
be
well.
Kanye's gonna be yay. But overall, I don't agree with everything he says. But there's a couple of points that he makes that I can definitely buy into to a degree. The latest thing is probably when like I think we looked at this on my show. He just doesn't buy into the whole culture thing, the whole turning your back on ascribing for better, ascribing for more, and attributing it to culture. Not saying this is what all people do, but just for the ones that, again, don't aspire to do better, that make up excuses instead of breaking the cycles, instead of, trying to change the trajectory of family, of dysfunction. I definitely ascribe to that notion, but, I definitely think he's unique. He should definitely be a regular at his therapist and on his meds and making sure his mental health is the most important thing to him, and then his kids and his family. But some things he says I could definitely buy into, but not everything.
Yeah, and that's like I'm saying. It's just like when you talk to a Republican, there's some things that they say. I'm sorry, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. I didn't expect anything to be handed to me. I didn't live on welfare. I made my way in this world, and I believe that everybody has the ability to create their own destiny if they apply themselves. If you don't apply yourselves and you don't work hard, then I have every right not to want to support you by government programs.
Mhm.
Because I didn't want them. I didn't need them. I worked hard the way that almost people want to work hard. Even our parents who worked hard and weren't able to get out of the situations they lived in because of the way the world was structured when they were younger and the amounts they were paid for the work that they did. You know, I mean, just what $15 an hour is about where you are for a minimum wage now, and that's still not enough to keep you over the poverty line.
All I'm saying is we
Crazy.
can't keep blaming it on mental health because I suffer from mental illness, and y'all always just see me saying wild shit all the time.
Yeah, but you have way more moments of clarity and levity. We,
Hey! You notice he couldn't keep a straight face.
He
Right.
couldn't, not even for 5 seconds. He couldn't. He couldn't even hardly finish the sentence.
yeah, I mean, it's just
I give you a B plus for effort
I
because you
know.
did try.
I definitely did.
so. I mean, like, I mean, it. When is it not rhetoric? When is it not just trying to? I mean, let's go here with the White Lives Matter shirts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Come
understand what
on.
was the meaning behind that.
So what was he doing with those? What were we
What
gonna
was the
learn as a
purpose?
people? What were we gonna learn as a people from White Lives Matter T-shirts? Now you don't. That here's my one moment where people are gonna be like, what? But I did not prescribe to the whole BLM movement. I wasn't part of it. I didn't want to be part of it because if you went to their website and read the I forgot what did they call it, the mission statement
Manifesto.
and manifesto, it
Mhm.
was overthrowing the government,
Right.
and it wasn't for no purposes other than to say that they wanted to overthrow the government.
Right.
There was a lot of like all over the place statements that didn't make any sense for black people to be a part of it.
And
If
you
you
had
went to the BLM website, I told my children when they said, I said, yes, I believe all Black Lives Matter, but I don't stand for the Black Lives Matter movement. And they were like, but Dad, you're black. And I'm like, wait a minute. Go to their website and read what they got up on there.
So you was with the slogan, not the organization.
and they
I'm
capitalize.
not a sloganist. I was with the idea that yes, Black Lives Matter, and people need to pay attention to how we're mistreated in society. But the whole Black Lives Matter with the T-shirts and all that stuff, that's not what Martin Luther King and them did.
You had
They had a goal.
you basically
You didn't see no signs that said any big like T-shirts, or you didn't see a bunch of stuff when Malcolm X was walking the streets of New York, any means necessary. They didn't do that. Their message was in the movement.
you basically had a few people put up a website and capitalize on the
Can you bring your mic closer?
and capitalize on the
Put it to
moment.
your mouth.
And like you did, most people did not see what they were about,
Right,
and
I,
they rode the wave.
I never went to the website.
right.
Yeah,
And
I never
did.
went to the website
I
either,
never went
I
to the website.
did.
but I never ascribed to it either
Right.
because I'm a Black Life and I know all Black Lives Matter and I know exactly what they were talking about.
I know
But that
what the
movement to me didn't have anything to do with the whole message of stop killing people that look like me.
message. Right. It was an anarchist vibe to me, and that's not where I stand. I stand for the uplifting of the community. If I'm gonna be in America and live in America, I'm going to represent America to a certain extent, but I'm gonna also pull up their skirt and show what's underneath of it and let them know that stuff needs to be fixed. You're him showing you need to fix it,
Right.
and I'm part of that him. We got to air our dirty laundry,
You
and that was the key, but that's not what that movement really stood for. So I did have a big difference in how I judged what the belief of Black Lives Matter and that whole movement was.
right.
And that's how we get caught up in things that we don't
Yeah.
do the homework on,
A lot of
and
people,
then we are left hanging
like
because
Rich
you
said,
know how many people are their jaw is down on their like lap when they hear that Black Lives Matter had a $11 million mansion. Well,
right.
what else did they do with the money?
Exactly.
I didn't see any initiatives. I didn't see anything happen in the community. I didn't see them spend any money on anything other than them flying around to different cities to have their little meetings or their little rallies
And that
and sell their T-shirts.
and that was the crux of folks who were against the Black Lives Matter movement was talking about because unlike many of us who didn't look at what BLM was about, they did.
Right. And you got to pay attention because when you don't pay attention, they go and take advantage.
Like Rich said, you can't be a sloganist. I mean,
No, Jerry said that.
slogans are cool, but you got to see what people standing for.
I like RLM.
Oh gosh,
The what?
I'm
what,
scared to ask.
Barcy? You know,
The
I'm
RLM movement
Oh,
has changed my life.
all
What is the RLM?
Real lives? What?
Nope, rich life matters.
Which one?
Okay, I'm all for that.
Rich Life Matters.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
does.
God. Well, yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
But I'm gonna go to the website and read up on it before I prescribe to it.
Rich's knees matters.
Hey, Marcy.
RKM.
Why?
Are
Why, Marcy? Why?
Uh,
Why? Why?
You know he gonna
They
start a
need-
website.
Oh,
they
my
need
God.
the need.
We're gonna get t-shirts.
You know he is.
Listen,
So I don't know if you saw the post that I did, but you know, I like to vent, and you know I'm good at venting. You notice when I get on a tangent, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
So I actually posted, I said, you know, and it was both. It was on both sides of the spectrum tonight. It was like, did somebody do something that deserves the royal slap down that just got on your nerves and needs to get like backhanded with baby powder? Or did somebody do something that was so nice and so wonderful that you just want to show them some flowers?
Oh, I got both of those.
Okay, Marcy, go ahead.
I got my first one. I was in a meeting today. These meetings. And we have this Japanese nurse on our team. And she was presenting today. And after every single sentence she said, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Every single sentence. Like, why do you keep asking us this? Why? It just got on our nerves. We're like high level people here, right? And she's like, does that make sense? Just get on my nerves. But those colleagues that I entertained this weekend, I got 24 long stem roses, deep thorn, and everything delivered to my house today as a thank you.
Oh,
So that was
man.
nice. Yay.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
That's a beautiful
you.
thing.
that's
So I
what's
guess
up.
they did enjoy Ben's chili bowl.
I wanted to tell you, I said, I wish you were, if this was an in studio, because I was like, yo, I haven't had a dog from Ben's in about 3-4 years. It's actually been 6 years because I left Life Touch about 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't, and we used to stay in DC, and we used to, we already stuck in traffic. Let's go to Ben's.
Let's go.
Chili.
We're not gonna shout out that company.
Yeah,
No
that's the first time I said the
Yeah.
name in a while. Yeah, because I couldn't edit it. I was thinking about Ben's Chili Bowl, so I wasn't editing that much.
Bro, you would think I got fired the way I talk about it.
Hey, Bass, what's up,
Hey,
Bass?
babe.
What's
Hey,
up? What's
Hey, how
up?
you doing tonight?
How y'all
I'll be back,
doing?
y'all. I got something to do.
All right.
Nace, I heard you saw my best friend, man.
At the liquor store.
Yeah, she said she saw. She was like, I know him. I was like, you don't know that, man.
Bro, man, I felt like a celebrity, bro. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
How y'all
she'll
doing
know
tonight?
it.
We doing good. We doing good. So right now, I will ask you 2 questions. One,
Oh,
what
shit.
did you do this weekend?
I went and got me a Manny and a Petty and hung out with my baby.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah, it is.
How was y'all's?
Oh, mine was good. I had a great weekend.
Mine was-
It started off a little slow, and then I got had to take care of a little, sad moment, and then it went from there to me drinking.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little.
Ain't nothing wrong with drinking as
Little
long
drink.
as you ain't stinking.
little
Yeah.
drinky drink.
You know what,
Yep.
brother? I'm a drink to that.
Yeah, there we go.
What is it called? Cirrhosis of the liver.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen as long as you keep drinking
Nah,
water.
Yeah,
And
water.
take care of
How you say
yourself.
water?
Water is the key.
Yeah,
Stay
absolutely.
hydrated, folks.
So the
Hey.
second question is, I don't know if you saw the little post I did, but do you have anybody today that got on your nerves so bad that they deserve a sucker slap on the back of their neck with baby powder on your hand? Or did you have somebody, or did you have somebody who deserves some flowers and you just want to give them a big internet hug for the way they treated you today? Which one happened?
The first one.
Okay, proceed.
Well, I went to my first. My son was killed last June 12th.
Yeah,
He was
I'm
killed in
sorry.
Baltimore
Oh,
City.
man, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. So I went to my first in-person grief counseling session. A friend turned me on to it. So I was like, I did the virtual thing. Do I really want to sit around a bunch of people I don't know? I'm like, I hemmed and hard with it, and I thought about it. I said, what the hell, I do it. So I go to this virtual hearing, man.
Uh-oh.
You cannot get away from baby mama drama, bro.
Wow.
What?
The lady that apparently is running the thing, you know, she gave everybody a project to do. She says, I got poster boards here. I want you guys to bring magazines, and I want you to go in these magazines and cut out photographs that remind you of your son and put it on the poster board, and then they'll call you up one by one, and you'll present it to the class. Okay. So everybody took their turns going up. I didn't do it because this was my first time there. I just want to get a feel of the group if I did anything else. So the lady that organized the thing, that's the founder of this nonprofit, she's in there with her baby's father. She starts talking about things that her son likes. She had a picture of macaroni and cheese. That was one of his favorite foods. And then for some reason, she decided to say, well, you know, just because I raised my son by myself, I'm like, oh, shit, here we go.
Oh, that's the place for it.
Yes, yeah. So It got so bad. It's one thing for her to throw one jab at her kid's father. It was only 3 guys in the room. Everything else was female. So he's sitting there, he's taking it.
Everyone else was female?
Everybody else was female. Yes, sir.
Wow.
So she really put on a tearjerker for the other women that was there. She was like, well, you know, me and my son, it was just me and him. Nobody else cared about us. Nobody else loved us. He ate first, and whatever he didn't eat, I ate whatever scraps that he left.
Oh, God.
And then she looks at the guy and says, but, you know, in your own way, you were a good father. And I'm thinking, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
So I tried to get the hell out of there. Right at the end of the thing, I was like, you know what? I can't take no more of this shit. So my girlfriend, she's going to the ladies' room. You talk about perfect timing. So I'm standing outside the bathroom waiting. All of a sudden, I hear the guy yell, you treated me like I was just a deadbeat dad. And then I heard her respond, well, you know, this is my truth, and this is what happened back then. Next thing you know, they bring this shit out in the hallway.
Oh.
I'm standing at the bathroom. He's on one side of me. She's on the other side. They decided to have a conversation with me standing there. I'm like, this
wow.
You tried to get away from it.
I couldn't go nowhere. You know, I don't know. Either one of them, my first time both of them. So he told her, you know, you were wrong for doing that to me, and you know, for calling me out like that, it was wrong.
Yeah.
So she looks at me. She says, "Do you think I did anything wrong?" I'm like, "Oh shit." Brother Mass Creator, you know I couldn't hold it.
No.
Did you give him one of these?
Can't hear you, brother.
But you on mute.
You on mute. You muted.
Is he?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Bass.
You just a talking?
Yeah.
You're muted. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
You said a lot.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
When
Go
you
out
hear
and
it,
come
though.
back in. Go out and come back in.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Say something?
Nope.
Nope. Go out and come back in. Dang, he was getting into it too.
He was in.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what his response.
You know he gonna come right back, but yeah,
that wasn't the place for that. She
You know
was
what
dead wrong because the father's grieving too.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure out this Facebook thing. I think that it's on daylight savings time because it says on my screen we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes, and I think it's running daylight savings time hours because we only been on for 40 minutes. So we gonna get that straight. We almost there.
Mark Zuckerberg, get the shit together, bro.
Well, we only got a couple more weeks before daylight saving time's over anyway.
Yeah. So
they keep extending it.
Are they talking about getting rid of it?
Yeah. They need
really
to.
talking about getting rid of it though.
Can we hear you now and again? Yep.
How's that? How's that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Go right back on. Go right
And,
back
and,
in.
and when you tell
Man,
the rest of the story, make sure
so
you
you
say it
know
with the
what,
same passion.
bro? I could have swore my girl timed this shit because I was like, I gotta get the hell out of this fucking hallway. So the guy's standing there taking the shit from this woman, and then he decides to turn the corner to leave. So she goes to him. She says, "But I just want you to know you're doing better now." I'm like, "Ain't this a bitch?" So
But Base, when she asked you, do you think I'm wrong? What was your response?
I put my head down. I tried to pretend I was invisible.
I'm Ninja Roach.
Yes, a ninja roach, bro. So, I
I'd have
told
walked
her,
away.
and she wouldn't let it go. So I was like, well, I felt bad for him. And she was like, you felt bad for him? I said, yeah, I felt bad for him. So after I said that, she looked at me like, I'm just not believing what you're saying to me. I just stood there. I'm like, so he turns the corner to leave. And then she goes to the corner and says, but I want you to know you're doing much better now. I'm thinking,
Wow.
how long has their son been gone? And,
Yeah.
So my girlfriend said that the lady called Dave to apologize. She got my number. Why she didn't apologize to me? I don't know. But she apologized to my girlfriend. So I told her, I said, I won't be coming back.
Right.
I won't be coming back. This is supposed to be a grief session for parents that have lost kids. This is not
It's
a bitch
supposed to be a
session like
release.
right.
Yeah.
This ain't like Martin said. This ain't a bitch session for women.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah.
He should have been able to grieve too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
Base,
it's not just about her.
Yeah.
brother, do
They
you
both
think you should
lost.
go get like some one-on-one counseling? Because I can't even
Well,
imagine
man,
how
I'll tell
that
you,
feels.
man. I'll tell you, bro. I got 5 kids, and he was my only son.
Oh.
Right.
And my granddaughter called me that morning and said, "Pop, Shamar is dead." And I'm like, "Don't say that." I said, "He don't answer his phone, but don't say that." So I had to call homicide to get some clarification after I got my emotions in check. And I talked to a friend of mine that works at homicide. And so he said, Greg, he said, what's your son's name? And I told him. He said, what's his date of birth? And I told him. And he said, hold on a minute. So that was 10 of the longest minutes in my life, man. I'm sitting there waiting. And then he come back and he says, Greg, I'm going to need you to sit down. I said, okay. I said, so tell me what you got to tell me. Well, your son was shot and killed Saturday night around 9:30. And my life has been fucked up since.
Right.
I can imagine.
And how I've been dealing with it.
Well, you need to talk to somebody. I just want to put this out there because like not just about you, but it's about mental health in the Black community in general. I had a friend of mine reaching out on social media, our friend, our mutual friend, about how bad they were feeling and how bad they were doing, and they were feeling suicidal.
Right.
I reached out to him and I said, look, we love you. We want you here. You need to go into a hospital, walk through the door and tell them exactly what you're screaming out on social media, and tell them that you need this help. Telling people on social media is a last ditch effort. You need to go in somewhere and get help.
Yeah.
Don't scream to the masses when you can go directly to one point and get the help that you need. And I know that you've dealt with trauma and grief a lot, base. So and also you're not suicidal or anything like that. So, but still, you need a respite from those feelings, and that respite is being able to talk to somebody one on one who's not going to be judgmental and not going to hold you accountable for any of it. They're going to listen. And they're going to walk you through it. And you deserve that, because what your son got, he didn't deserve. And what you're going through, you don't deserve. And what you need is peace. And the only way you're going to get that peace is if you have some kind of release from it. So when you get the chance, find something better. because
Hmm.
they
I know, but
lost.
this ain't
They
it.
lost, and they struck a big zero, and they should not be in the healing business if they're not gonna. The person moderator should have been the person who was like,
Nipping in the
this is
bud.
not
Just stay
what this
focused.
is for.
Yeah, yeah,
Nipping in the
yeah.
bud.
They missed the focus on that, and
Mhm.
that's why in the black community we sometimes don't want to go to other people and get that help.
Right.
So
Yeah.
true.
And I'm sorry, I'm religious and I was raised in a Baptist church, but just saying Jesus will fix it won't get it out your mind.
Faith without
Just
works is
saying
dead.
faith without works is dead. Just
Exactly.
praying on it
Hmm.
ain't gonna do it. Sometimes you have to speak words, and speaking the truth is what gets you over. Speaking feelings and bringing them to light and letting people know how you feeling, because yes, I use that little thing, you need Jesus all the time. Yeah, you need Jesus, but you know what, you need a release, you need to talk. And even if it could be, you may be cathartic in a blog, you may want to go on your screen every day and just say, hey, this is my 157th day, this is my third 388th day, whatever day or whatever, and talk about your feelings that day, because sometimes that'll open up your feelings and that'll make you better.
That's true.
Nobody knows what your walk is to your openness and to your truth and to finding that peace.
Hmm.
You gotta find it, and don't let
Yeah.
anybody you could sit you through that. I'm sorry, that was, in the words of our lovely brother, dearest Teddy, that was crunchy bullshit that you sat
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
you
tell you,
deserve better than that, especially as a grieving parent. I saw the look in two grieving parents' eyes this weekend at a funeral, and I say I never want to feel that. I could see the despair in their faces.
Right.
Mm.
I never want to experience that. I mean, I know that it's heavy, and I never want to have to experience it. But I mean, even if you say, "Hey, Jay, I need to talk," come on. What do you need to talk about? I just need to say something to somebody. Do it.
Right.
We exchanged numbers last time we talked.
shit, I
Yep.
did it this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Like at
Yeah.
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 all.
True. True.
And
And
and,
just
But
a
and
you
I
know
go
what?
to
listening
therapy
ear.
too. And I go to
But you know
therapy
what?
too.
The thing about guys, and I was telling my girl about this the other day. The thing about guys and women, I mean, no, Marcy, nothing against women, but women don't understand that men, we can't vent. I can't vent to another guy like you can vent to another woman. A woman
Right.
can find a woman to cry and hug and go get something to eat. And guys, we ain't
We
built like that.
interact
Nah.
differently.
And we
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
change that narrative because we
Yeah, we
can.
do.
yeah,
We can, brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
We
yeah.
definitely can. We can
Only
change
thing
that
we
narrative
do,
right here
Right
today.
now.
right?
We can.
Change.
Only
We
thing we
can.
do is we just
Yeah.
for
We
for
just not
some
gonna go to
strange
the
reason
bathroom together.
we
Oh
just
You
no.
hold
know, it's
hands,
true.
right?
I think black men
This ain't
carry.
going to the
Oh,
bathroom
yeah,
together.
no,
Y'all
no.
can
Right.
keep
Yeah,
that,
you can
ladies.
keep that one. That's yours.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of funny because it's like I know that people come to me and and they sit in my office and we talk, and and people share with me, and I give them my 2 cents, and hopefully it helps. But I don't want to try to solve your problems. I just want to listen,
Right.
because most of
Right.
the time
Exactly.
people, I don't want to give you advice. Like, I didn't give an advice to you specifically. I gave you alternative ideas on how you can get to a certain place.
Right.
People like, well, what I think you should do. No, you don't know what you don't think about it because you
And,
haven't
and,
walked about it. You haven't lived with it. I
mhm.
hate when people say what I think you should do is no. The way you handle situations is not the way I handle situations, and I might walk down your road and I might get a big pothole and I can't get over the road.
Or when they
Right.
say, if it was me, or if
Right.
I
I
was
would,
you,
yeah,
if
Yeah.
you was me, you would handle it like how I'm doing it.
right. So
Clearly. Because
Yeah,
you want it
I,
to be you.
black men aren't able to be vulnerable because the world sees them, sees that as weak, and that's just not fair. You guys already carry so much weight on your shoulders with what the world hands you guys. It's it's sad.
And I think part of it is, and I know a lot of people hate when you say this, but a lot of that stuff goes all the way back to slavery
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when we
it
were
does.
being whipped.
Yeah.
And didn't want our families to go, they would hold your wife's face right at you while they were whipping you,
Yeah.
and you didn't want them to fall all out, and we had to remain strong through those bad treatments. So
That's
we
true.
think that we need to remain strong. I'm gonna tell you, and my wife's sitting right here tonight, babe. She's right here in the room. She will tell you whenever we get in a disagreement or argument, the first thing I say is I'm gonna say what's on my mind, because you're not making me have no heart attack. I'm not holding this stuff in. I'm gonna let it out, because I'm not gonna hold on to this, and then the next thing you know, I'm clutching my pearls. Because that's what we do. We keep all of that bottled up inside. Hypertension, high blood pressure, that all
Yep.
manifests in us because we hold on to stuff that we should get rid of.
Right.
True.
So
So true.
that's why
So
I'm
true.
a firm believer. I will tell you in a New York minute what I think about you. I love having fun, and I love joking, and but if I have a problem where I need to get it out, because you know what, another another point, I was at the point where I was holding stuff in.
Mhm.
And my wife can tell you I was the most unhappy motherfucker in the world. I was the most uncommunicative mofo in the world. It was when I was the least amount of myself. And when
Mhm.
I went out of my character to finally get rid of that weight, it shocked her. It shocked everybody around me. They didn't understand where it was coming from. But I said, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
And I had to get it out. And I did. And then once I did, I said, you know what? It's bright as shit in this room now.
Yep.
For me, I played football, so I had a coach who showed us to hold our composure. Right. So no matter how mad we got, how hurt we got, we had to hold it right then and there. But as soon as we get on the bus, in the locker room, the first thing he would say,
Let
"All
it
right,
out.
fellas, let it go, let it go." Actually, when I first started here, I had a situation just like that where I got told some information, but I had to hold my composure. When everybody left, Jerry, no, I blew the fuck up. I let that shit go, and I wasn't gonna hold on to that shit no more. Like, no, yeah,
And I didn't tell him what to do. I said, and I didn't say if I were you, I said, as far as me in that situation, I would never be around that person again,
yeah.
because they have nothing positive in to add to your life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're pouring stuff into someone, and then they take that pour and make it poison, nah, get rid of them quick.
Molly all
And
in your champagne.
Yeah.
I had to, I had to go through that. I had a best friend who has an only son like I did, and when I reached out to him, he didn't know how to be there. He didn't. He made it all about him, and I had to eventually cut him off
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because the one person that I needed the most just couldn't be. Couldn't he just couldn't? He was so consumed with himself that we used to talk 2, 3 times a week before my son was killed, and then once my son was killed, I literally shut down.
Right.
And I tried to explain to him that I'm going through some shit. I'm going through something that I ain't never gone through before. It's one thing when you lose a loved one over a sickness, but when you lose somebody at the
Unexpected.
hands of another person,
Mhm.
Right.
especially your child,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot to deal with, bro.
It
Right.
is.
And especially when you have all the tools in your toolbox that says I need to hunt this person down if they didn't find them.
Man,
See, they don't, and everybody on this panel knows. You being a cop, your thing is solve the crime, get to
Right.
the end,
That's an extra burden,
and that's an extra burden, because then you're wondering how hard are they working towards my son's retribution.
especially in an organization that you were a part of for so many years.
yeah, yeah,
So I can't even begin to understand that, because
man, bro.
Yeah.
You know what get me about cities like Baltimore? You know, when something happens to somebody white, they put their name out there. You
Yep.
know, for such and such. When my son was killed, the only thing I saw in the news, black man shot and killed on Ricetown Road.
Not even his name.
Not even his name.
Oh,
Right. I
And
mean, we were.
then when the detective, when I met the detective for the first time, nothing against him, but he's a white guy, and I'm thinking, how hard is he going to try to find the guy that killed my son?
Is he invested enough to even do the job correctly?
He put it like this: he's new to homicide.
Right.
Right.
Now they did get the guy that killed my son. They locked him up end of last year, but I like Brother Jerry said, I've been around long enough to know that just because they made an arrest, that don't mean it's going to be in a conviction.
Right.
Right.
You know, and if you know anything about Baltimore City jurors, they don't like police, they don't trust police, and the trial's supposed to be happening sometime toward the end of this year or next year, but I'm trying to prepare myself mentally and physically for whichever way the pendulum drops.
Right.
But brother, I'm sending you positive energy, man.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
Absolutely.
Healing
I need it,
energy
bro.
as well.
Yeah.
Lord knows I need it.
I'm sending it your way, man.
And you know the door is open and the phone is always on. So I mean, my wife don't like me getting calls at 2 and 3 in the morning, but
I
that's a
wouldn't do that.
wife thing. But but we all have had that, why
Yeah.
your phone ringing? So, but
As
you
long as
know,
it's a
I
man, it's okay.
Ah.
not these days.
Mm.
Right.
It's just Larry. How you doing, Larry?
I'm a Libra.
I'm in bed with her.
Oh.
But you know what? Let's take a little break, because we never really went back into the weekend review. Because I mean, Marcy, you remember last week's show was so crazy. I
Shout out
mean,
to
it
Kim
was
Swallows.
all over the place. We had the
Yeah.
amazing Kim Swallows actually in the house,
What kind of women
adult
are you
entertainer.
looking for?
And I mean, she was amazing.
Oh,
But
man.
there was this
Great.
one incident, and we
Oh.
will not put it on screen.
No.
But there was one incident
It
that
was up to
happened
me.
in the middle of it. And I want you to dissect this moment,
I'm
because
just
you
saying,
you
I don't know.
he has
Listen,
watched the video like 57 times
shit
a
was
day.
hilarious.
But
It was
break down the
hilarious.
video. So talk us
Give
through
us the
this.
synopsis.
Talk,
Yeah.
talk to
Give
the
us
people,
the
man.
synopsis.
So what happened was we had the beautiful Kim Swallows on. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so all right, so
He's
I'll
not even gonna-
translate
Hold up,
that part
hold
for you.
up.
I'll translate that part. We had the beautiful, vivacious, luscious Kim Swallows in the house. Kim Swallows is a self-proclaimed swinger. She's part of the DC Go Hard Glory Hole Girls. And
Oh.
Marcy now knows what a glory hole is, so she's got that clear.
Cherokee
And
just posted her.
she
And a St.
al-
Joseph cross.
and she's also an adult entertainer. So she does a lot.
That took
So
base out. His whole screen went black.
everything that she does,
There you go.
she is proud of. She has no holds barred. She'll answer any question. She was very open and very knowledgeable. So we got a lot of great information from her for the panel and for the people that were watching.
Yep.
But there was one thing that happened.
Let's make it clear, brother. I know you probably gonna watch this. I love you, man.
We love you.
I love you.
But it was funny as hell.
It
was funny.
He asked the question. He asked the question, and his woman did not like it at all.
But what was the question? Yeah, repeat the question.
He said, "Do women really need dick sizes?" It was like, do women really care about how big the dick size is now? Because do y'all really need 8, 9, 4 inches?
4.
And the crazy thing, he just kept going lower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to
I don't
say-
know why.
Say
I
it
don't
right.
know why.
He said
kept
8.
going
He
low.
said 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, so it was like, do you really
You went
need
the wrong way.
7, 5, 4, 3 inches?
And then the next thing you heard was, what kind of women are you looking for on these guys' podcast, just showing his ass. So I was like, hey,
She was like,
A bass.
Damn.
Imagine if that voice was right to your left, right on
Like,
And you're
screen.
looking up,
and
and
you
you're looking at the
turn,
voice.
Turn to your left real
Yeah.
quick.
Bass,
No,
you got-
seriously, turn
Yeah,
to
yeah.
That's
She's
exactly
right there.
what-
Yeah.
no. You gotta. You gotta.
and look up a little bit because she was standing up, so it was like,
she was standing over him. There you go.
Then
Just
the
like
next thing you
that.
saw-
that's it.
Then the next thing you saw was, I'm in trouble, fellas.
And he
I
drank
gotta
a little
go.
bit. No, he took a big drink.
Damn.
He took a big drink. He
And then
said,
his screen went
Gotta
black.
go.
and then he went, I gotta
Oh,
go.
shout out to you, brother. I hope
Damn.
I hope you still with us.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm with
we
you.
haven't
I'm with
heard
you.
or seen him since, but oh my God.
Damn.
It would have been
Damn.
nice if his wife just joined the conversation,
Yeah,
you know, and
she,
it's,
she usually is pretty cool, but I guess and being a married man, sometimes you don't realize what your wife's trigger point is.
Sure,
See,
True. True.
but I'm
you
sorry.
don't know because my wife just went over there.
That shit was so funny.
But
but
Wow.
also, you know,
And
Go-
then I warned him too. I said he had to go to strap. He should chill out.
yeah, he did. He said
I
you should
never
chill out.
warned him to.
Because the
Damn.
funniest part is that we didn't pick all of this up as it was going on, as for the most part.
at first we thought it was
He heard
introduction.
everything.
I'm
He
sorry.
heard everything in real time because we were laughing and joking about the conversation and everything that was going on.
We moved on. He couldn't.
But he
Listen.
focused on that whole
was funny.
conversation.
And that's another thing. I held
Yeah.
my composure.
He
I ain't
did.
say shit.
No, he didn't.
Damn.
But
That was it.
after
That shit was
after
funny.
when
Oh,
at the
that
end
was
of the podcast, how we may go in the back room for a little while, we
Right.
actually watched it again in the back room because I could actually pull it up and we
Uh-huh.
could watch it, and we were like, oh my gosh, that was so hilarious.
And you still got but I can't.
He
make
had
this
his little pumpkin mug.
Yeah, he had a big pumpkin mug, drinking his pumpkin spice coffee.
Looking all wholesome.
Damn.
And the
Damn.
next thing
It's
you know,
that pumpkin spice. It's that pumpkin spice that made his numbers go down. That's what it was.
Wow.
You need Jesus.
Damn.
Hell yeah. On here talking about like women. Do y'all really need a 4-inch dick?
Ain't no woman in the world ever said they need a four. Never.
Wow.
No. Wow.
The lovely,
Wow.
the lovely Marcy over there, like, well, I'm not a 9-incher, but I'm definitely ain't 3. like, oh shit. So I'm over there. I'm like, oh, we just gonna just bypass this shit. Like, this is what we gonna do.
It was
Are we
one of
not
my.
going to talk about this at all?
This is one of my favorite episodes of Def Comedy Jam ever. Was the
Damn.
Ninja Roach conversation.
Oh man.
When he was talking about how he was over his cousin's house and there was roaches crawling all over the wall and everybody just up there eating and acting like they don't see him, and he's like, you don't see what's going on. And so the whole idea is Rich is like looking at Ninja Roach the whole time, watching the story play out, and we're all like,
La, la, la,
huh?
la.
And he's like, this shit is funny.
Yes. 'Cause when I heard this, I'm like,
Damn.
who said that?
and then don't get it twisted, because guess what? Here he go.
Instigated the
He
whole
go,
thing.
hey, how you doing, such and so? Yeah, how you doing tonight?
He gonna talk-
He going to say
call
her
her
name.
call her name
He
out.
called the wife's name.
Man,
Like,
Scott,
boy,
you was
living
way
color.
worse than me, man.
I called her by her nickname, which happens to be my nickname, which is T. So guess
Don't
what?
say it again.
Right.
So guess what? Yeah, no.
He was
it-
like,
it
hey,
wasn't-
G, how you doing?
I could have been talking to myself. It wasn't nearly as bad as you
Yeah, you.
not letting it go.
I let it go.
No,
It
you
went off
didn't.
air.
You haven't let it go yet.
I haven't
You
seen
brought it up now.
In other
Jerry
words,
brought it up.
this is
I just talked about it.
this is the weekend review.
Rich, I've been thinking
Damn.
about that all week too, though. I've been thinking about it all week too. I was like, I wish I
Oh,
could have heard the
man.
conversation after the call dropped.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sitting here thinking in my head, like, what women are you looking for? It's like just pops in my head.
Damn. I'm sorry I missed that shit.
Because
Damn.
you know
Oh, I'll send it to you.
the whole idea.
All right, bro.
The link is on my page.
Oh,
All right.
It's
all
somewhere
right.
around 40 minutes, right?
No,
it's about
Maybe.
46 minutes.
Rich
Yeah,
will
but-
34 minutes, 16 seconds.
Rich will send
34
you the
minutes,
time.
16 seconds.
Yeah, Rich will send you the timestamp.
About 3 inches in.
Wow.
Damn.
You got
So-
to bring the
so-
brother back on the podcast. Don't be
Nice.
ashamed, dog.
So anyway, just
It's a safe
to,
place.
just to let y'all know, next week we're gonna be talking about something that's near to dear to our hearts.
And it's not 3 inches.
It's gonna be
That
the
ain't
show,
near to
the
my
the
heart.
show next week is called Model Behavior. So we'll
Mm.
actually
Ooh.
have three different models, one a semi-professional model, one a professional model, and one a model that's just trying to get her, her teeth in the game. And we're
Okay.
gonna have a couple models on the panel with Marcy. So it's gonna be nothing but a bunch of beautiful girls around us.
Oh
next week.
shit.
I ain't no
So-
model.
Oh,
I don't know.
But
So-
Marcy,
Base-
you could be
so-
one.
base is in.
So base, I
You
know
already
you'll
know.
probably jump in, but this
Oh,
is going to be
hell yeah.
this is going to be a different conversation because it's not going to be
Okay.
just like how'd you start modeling. No, we're going to go in.
We talking
and
real
we're gonna
shit.
be
The
talking about
nitty-gritty.
real stuff. How many guys
Okay.
grabbed your booty or
Mhm.
thought that you were like all of the stuff that really happens in
Okay.
some of these.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
the,
right.
the photography streets are real cruddy,
And
and
Oh,
the
that's
only
great,
inches we're talking
guys.
about is my
Yeah.
short size.
That's great.
so I
That's
mean,
dope. That's
because
gonna be a great
she-
show.
Yeah, because people are look at like top model and different things like that,
It ain't that
and they
easy,
show the
yeah.
glitz, the glamour, meeting fashion designers and all that. But there's a slogan in the photography business called GWC, and that's a guy with a camera. A guy with a camera. We'll go over that next week, so you know how to avoid those situations. I mean, you have picture whores, which is way different than a model.
Yeah.
You
We got to
know.
watch the guy with the camera because I know somebody got the Instagram tag. A dope ass photographer, but I don't know why he chose.
Yeah, I don't know why he chose
Guy
that.
with a
'Cause,
camera.
yeah, that's not.
Like I don't know why he did that, but he's really dope though.
And
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna learn some more stuff next week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's sort of like one of those industries. Also, like if you're single and you meet someone that you have a good interest in as far as artistically, and it's just like being in the theater. You can act out a role with somebody on stage and think that those interests are for real when you
Right.
leave the
Mhm.
stage. And you see a lot of what they call like play wives and play husbands and stuff like that develop into these little relationships that are destined and doomed for failure.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Guys be
Because
catching.
the emotion that you're using is supposed to be part of your toolbox as an actor. So anyway, if you don't know anything about this part of me, a lot of people don't know, but I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts and I'm a trained actor. And
Okay.
that's where I started my professional career as an actor. And I just had so many varied interests that I ended up being more centered in being behind the camera than in front of it. And that's where it led to me being a photographer because I know lighting, I know mood, I know how to, just create an environment. And most of that was learned from being in the theater. So,
Oh.
yeah, so that's how I ended up being a professional photographer. And then, having a wife who is an amazing playwright and she's a producer, director, she's written movies, everything.
Oh, Sheila.
And that's one of her favorite songs too. So and I actually worked with Ready for the World when I was a musician.
Oh, that's
so
dope.
yeah.
Shout out.
Wow.
You're a
wow.
musician too? Gee.
Yes.
Shout
What
out to
haven't you
Melvin.
done?
Yeah.
Hey Marcy, he does everything but windows.
Exactly.
No, I was cleaning windows today. It's
Oh
mirrors and windows
shit.
color. Yeah.
See, he got us.
Yeah.
He got us.
You got to clean your studio. You can't have the models looking in dirty. I hate
Gotcha.
dirty mirror selfies, and that's a thing. I don't know how that became a thing.
Lazy.
You can actually hashtag dirty mirror selfies.
Wow.
No shit.
It's a thing.
I had a homeboy who's an actor, right? True story.
Mm-hmm.
He-
Story time.
Yeah.
Story time?
Uh-oh.
Story time.
Story
Story
time.
time.
I probably gotta see him for 5 minutes if I tell the story, but it's cool. It's cool. I remember he fell in love with this girl, and they was doing a play together, and he kept telling me he was like, yo, like she tells me she loves me. I was like, well, shoot your shot. I go support to see the play. In the script, she looks at him like, I
I
love
love
you.
you.
So when he came off stage, I said, when she said it, was she reciting lines? This is like, was she reciting the line? Like he was really that delusional. Like, oh my God.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have a
Damn.
cousin
I
who's
ain't
an
gonna say
actor.
his name. I don't want to know.
No, no.
His name. I want
You
to
go and get libel suits. Stop it. Stop being so hard, easy on it. Don't you go and pick up a libel suit? That'll straighten your pockets right out.
What you
be
say here, Marcy?
A cousin who's an actor, Guy Lockard. He's on Chicago Med now. He's the black doctor on there.
Oh,
So
You
this
watch
is his
Chicago?
second
I
Oh,
season.
love
yeah.
Chicago, man. I
Yeah.
love the whole Chicago series.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, me
I
too.
used to
Yeah.
be there, but Wednesday is Grizzly podcast, so I'm
Yeah.
on Grizz.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I don't watch nothing live.
That's how I recorded. I record
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah, I don't watch nothing
Why are
live.
you recording anything? You should be watching it on streaming.
I got five.
You don't have to record anything. You can just stream it now.
Stream
Shout
it.
out
Yeah.
to
That's
Cinema.
true. That's who I got cable,
Yeah.
so
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
But go ahead. What
They
you,
old
um,
school.
Go ahead,
you
yeah.
already know.
But you saying he's an actor and he's on Chicago
Chicago
Med?
Med. Yeah. Guy Lockard. And he got started here with the whole BET network. You know, back when they did the I forget what it was called. And then he did like books, audio books.
Uh-huh.
okay.
And you know all that stuff, but yeah, he landed a huge role. He did like he would be on like CSI shows, but little small parts, and he just landed this big role, and now he's the doctor on there, the pediatrician. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what's
I
cool.
like his character. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. My son's a professional actor
And
too.
oh, great.
Nice.
He's in LA
nice.
right now. He's working on a bunch of different shows as a gaffer because he's like me. He knows when he gets into something, he knows every part of it. So
Oh,
he
okay.
produces these amazing scripts that he writes or he works on with his friends, as well as he works for Paramount, right? Is it Paramount? But I'm saying the lot that he works on is Universal Studios lot. He works on the Universal Studios lot. And not
Okay,
Universal
okay.
Studios theme park. No. He works for the actual lot where they make movies and everything. He's
Yeah.
worked with everybody. John Cena. He actually he had his own show on the Universal Network, Kids Network called Get Out of My Room.
Mm.
So he was on there for a couple seasons, and he's just been doing his thing. So
Okay.
And years
Yeah.
before I met this guy, his son took my sister cousin to prom.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah,
Nice. Nice.
Mm,
I hope it didn't end up like this.
no, I don't. We're not talking about that. We talking about that. I don't know nothing about it. I
like
don't know nothing
what?
about it.
Mm, wow.
Wow. So,
She-
what are you doing now? What's up? My wife was just. Were you just clearing your throat that time? Okay. No, I know. You know when your wife in the room and she make a noise, you gonna be like, "What's up, baby? Can I help you? What can I do? Do I need to get you a water?
We don't need another clip.
You don't need another clip.
We don't need another clip.
3, 2,
Two.
1.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
Oh man. So I'm trying to think. Did we miss anything? We did everything that we said we were going to do tonight, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be here all goddamn night either. So I think
Right.
we good.
Yeah.
This was a good show.
yeah.
It was
I
a
mean,
good show.
I mean, this really was. When you do a gumbo show where you just putting things out there to see what happens, we actually got real. Oh, hold on.
Grizz.
Whoa, we got to slow down.
Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa.
Grizz.
What's up, dog?
hey.
Hey, Grizz, you pulling one of my moves right now.
Well, you know why he wearing the hoodie because of the hair.
No,
you
no,
know,
not
hair
that.
thing.
Showing up.
Oh, showing up.
Show them.
No.
I have a reveal.
Nah, you good, man.
You have a reveal.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait, all right.
So you made gold?
Yes, I did.
Yay!
I love it.
You
I
look,
love
you look
it.
smooth
There
there,
she
bro.
go. There she go.
Uh-oh.
That's
Oh
awesome.
shit! Oh shit!
You want to share the
He
pounds?
came now. He
The
gotta go.
pounds was?
I lost 25.
Wow, Grizz.
Let's talk about it.
Lost 25. So, hey,
Yeah.
so
That's it.
on to the next 25, man. On to the next 25. I'm rolling. I mean, I wasn't. There was a moment I couldn't fit this thing, so now I can zipping it up and everything. So
I was gonna say, don't take your
That's
shirt off.
that's
This ain't
excellent,
that type of
bro.
That's
podcast.
all right.
Excellent.
That's all right.
That is so excellent. So anyway,
Hey,
we're gonna
bruh.
go through everything that we did on the show. I don't know how much you got to see.
I didn't
But,
get to see a lot because I really just got in not too long ago.
Okay, so we're gonna do a quick rundown. So what did you do this weekend?
Cake. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, well, I have a brand new cake that I'm gonna let y'all know about. It is a rum chata chocolate cake.
Uh-oh.
rum
Rum
chata.
chata.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a chocolate cake that has rum chata chocolate mousse on the inside of it.
Nice.
Ooh, ooh.
So
Did
every
you take the rum out and put Grizz in it?
No, see, Grizz.
Oh,
See,
no, no, no.
Grizz. Grizz. You ain't gonna do that shit, bro. You
Yeah.
not gonna lose 25 and we gain 50.
And then
Oh, hell
get
no.
yeah.
You can send me a cake anytime. I can't. I want it.
I got a whole one.
He
I
said,
got one in the oven over here. I mean, well, not even the oven. I got one over here that an extra one. I'm about to actually inject all the rest of the chocolate mousse that I got inside of that cake. I'm gonna put my chocolate ganache drizzle over it, and I'll charge $20.
Sounds so sexy.
Okay.
Say that again.
So-
You gonna put the what all over it? The
oh shit.
Yeah, the
Oh
chocolate,
shit.
and I also have a white chocolate drizzle that I put the rum chata in too. So you're gonna get rum chata on the inside and the outside of the cake.
Hey, brother
that
Grizz,
sounds
I
good.
think Marcy wants you to say that I word.
Rum chata.
No.
What?
Inject.
that wasn't the word.
That
That was not the word.
wasn't the word. That wasn't the word.
It was the whole phrase. Oops, yeah, my pickle.
The whole package. Okay.
Look, y'all done made my pickle wet. Look at that.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
the
shit.
pickles
Oh.
back. The pickles back.
Hey, Marcy.
Pickles
Hey, Marcy,
back.
is that a 4-inch?
No, this is about a 5-inch.
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
All right.
Well, we found out last
But we
week.
learned about
so-
girth too now.
Girth. Hey, there you go.
Oh.
It's not just about the length, it's the girth.
What kind of women are you looking
Okay, so hold on. Let's give them question number two. Question number two.
All right.
Did anybody piss you off today or piss you off to the point where you want to backslap them on the back of their neck with powder on your hands, or do you have to give somebody their flowers? Which one happened?
I got to give somebody their flowers because I don't let
That's
people get under my skin enough for me to even go through all of that.
Okay, so what's that? What happened?
I'm giving Miss Grizzly the flowers.
Okay.
She has been taking care of and supporting me with these cakes and cookies and all of that. She sits and she puts the labels on the boxes and she reaches out to people, so she gets the flowers, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcy.
Yeah.
I am his interpreter. What he's saying is, when he get off this podcast, he's going to inject her with the 5.
with the ganache and the rum chata.
So it's gonna be something like this.
Oh,
Check the head bro.
it's about to go down.
We can go tonight. I'm good tonight. I got everything tonight. This is great.
Okay.
Marcy. Hey, Mars.
Yeah.
He gonna inject another chocolate infusion.
No, he going to check. It's a white chocolate
Yeah,
grenache.
Ganache.
Oh, he going. Oh,
The
shit.
ganache is in
Oh,
the building.
Hey.
The
So,
cake.
Man, Grizz, if this talk don't sell your cakes, I don't know what will.
Here's the thing. The cake gets the ganache. She gets the grizz.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
she gets a drizz of the
I
Grizz.
was
Yeah.
actually talking about the Grizz.
Oh.
She gets an injection of carbs.
Hey.
Yeah, she gets the bear cubs.
Oh, so this ain't
Oh
gonna
my
this ain't gonna
god.
be a
Okay,
long
you
talk
lost me
then.
at Bear Cubs there.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
all right, so we
So
got
anyway, so the last thing was that we were talking about the whole Kanye West situation,
Oh,
right.
that
and
motherfucker.
basically
Oof.
we were like, what should we feel about him in general? And I mean, I'm not a Kanye basher, but like I never liked his clothes. I don't like his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I like the shit.
I mean that's fine, and it's no problem because guess what? I got slippery Earls that you won't wear.
Shit. Back. We went back.
So,
You
but
want
the whole,
back.
I mean, but I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
the whole idea is that everybody's taste ain't the same. But I heard the one thing where people were saying, Kanye can do and say what he wants to do, and then we're gonna accept him back in the community because he's black. But to
Well,
me, and in my house,
Mm-hmm.
bruh needs serious help, and he needs to stop trying to. He is not anywhere near political. Like everything he
Yeah.
says is like the same rhetoric that somebody else has spit, and he's just regurgitating it.
yep.
And I don't want to give my point anymore. You can go back and visit the video, but what do you feel about this whole Kanye all over the place situation?
I think Kanye has been a waste of our time for a long time.
Mm,
I believe that Kanye, everybody keeps calling him a genius, and I'm getting tired of everybody calling a crazy motherfucker a genius.
I call him
Mm.
an idiot savant because he's
Because
only good at one thing.
yeah, and here's the funny thing for me. We always put someone on a pedestal because they made some money,
Right.
and they haven't contributed anything to society outside of shock value. And that's the only thing he's contributed is he's got us talking. Like right now, he's got us talking. He was on. They were talking about him on Charlemagne's show. I mean, he basically had Noriega have to come on after Drink Champ and apologize for even
Apologize.
having him on the platform. I mean,
Right.
Kanye is literally a barn burning, and we just sitting around and watching that shit come down. And one of the best ways to snuff out a fire is to suffocate that shit. And the best way to
Mhm.
suffocate Kanye is to stop paying attention to him.
Right.
He needs the attention. He has to have the attention. I mean, the man literally said George Floyd died from fentanyl.
Right.
We saw how the man died on television, but
I'm gonna go
Dr.
home and
Poirier
watch it.
decided that he wanted to,
I heard it. I ain't say it.
and it's
I,
just
I I couldn't watch the whole interview. I heard a little bit of it, or actually, I read a little bit of it just now. I didn't
watched it.
hear it. I haven't. I don't even know if I want to. It's sort of like if you've ever seen the movie with Adam Sandler when he went back to school
Yeah,
and he was in front of they were at the Knowledge Bowl,
Happy
yeah,
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, and he was at the
Yep. Happy
Knowledge
Gilmore.
Bowl,
Yep.
and the principal said we all are a little bit dumber for having to sit here and witness this. I feel like if I gave that my time,
Yeah.
that's how I would feel because I've spent too much of my time reading, learning, and understanding what it is to be supportive of your culture, supportive of your race, supportive of the narrative where you need to be a knowledgeable voter and a knowledgeable person in society. For
right.
me to listen to this guy only because he made a song called Jesus Walks that had
Yeah,
a good beat.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't listen to half of the politicians because they can't put a sentence together that makes sense to me.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
If you're spitting the same rhetoric that everybody has spit at me for years, I mean, just like we watched a documentary today, and I forgot the name of it. Do you remember?
Um,
But it
Charm City.
Charm City, and it
Right.
was Charm Harm City. Like the C kept disappearing, so it
Yeah.
was Charm Harm City. It was done in like 215 or 218, and it was actually at the same time when Sean Suter was killed.
Right,
So
right.
it was during that timeline.
Okay.
So um everything that I thought about Brandon Scott was true.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sort of like a younger version, and I'm sorry, I love you to a certain extent, Brandon. You're a good guy, but a lot less smarter, Kurt Schmoke. Some of his ideas and the things that he wants to implement are before their time, and
Yeah,
people aren't ready for them. But
Right.
that's what we did when we put Shannon Sneed, we put Brandon Scott, and we started putting all these younger people in office. It was because the older people were full of shit and they weren't getting shit done.
right, exactly.
So we
Exactly.
said, let's get these young people in. But then, and I love Shannon Sneed, and I voted for her. I don't know if you did because she was in my district, but she got too ambitious too soon and wanted to run for city council president in her first term. Then she lost her seat. So she wasn't even a voice for the community that brought her in.
Yes, and I think the problem is a lot of these younger politicians, they don't have they the reason that it's hard to get a younger politician in is because they don't have what the older politicians have, which is patience.
Patience.
Thank you.
The older politicians, they sit back and they watch these the younger ones. They always want to get their hands and everything. They want to touch and move, and the older politicians, they sit back and they watch what either benefits them and benefits the city. And if what benefits them doesn't benefit, if what benefits the city doesn't benefit them, it's not going to work. So you got the
Right.
younger ones coming in talking about we're going to do everything for the city, everything for the city, everything for the city. The problem is you are not going to be able to do everything for the city because you're not finding the right people and washing the right hands and shaking the right hands because you're moving too fast. You don't know the people yet. You don't know the movers and shakers in Baltimore that would actually
Right.
help you be able to do this. And because you're moving too fast, you're making enemies. And making enemies, we get the results that we have now.
Oh,
Listen,
All right,
listen.
let's listen to the younger voice on the panel.
Merlin Mosby
Uh-huh.
dropped the ball, but I wish he picked mine up.
Oh gosh. Why do we always set ourselves up for that? Oh my gosh. Mm. Okay, well, this is the whole idea.
That's a married woman, brother.
If we got to talk about Maryland, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and y'all definitely have a right to your opinion.
Okay.
I think that Marilyn Mosby's
But
what happened with as far as her and her political career is that she had the right idea for a city that wasn't ready for it.
right.
Because her idea was that policemen, I want you to do your job. I want you to do your job to the point where I can do my job and
Right.
then we both work together. But
We
guess
already-
what? Such a simple idea was so radical in Baltimore because of the FOP, because of the policies at City Hall. It made it difficult.
Uh-huh.
Like people were talking about her putting out a list of people who couldn't, who that prosecutors didn't want to appear before the judge because they had already perjured themselves in front of judges.
Mm.
Casey, let me put it this way: you can't tell somebody what they know already and say that it's new information. It was on We Own the City. It wasn't something that Maryland did. It's something that Maryland inherited, and she allowed people to talk about it. And she said, "I have that list." It was already there. She didn't make the list. She inherited it.
Yes. Yes.
So don't get mad at Marilyn Mosby because she had a list that she just decided. People think that I made this list. I didn't. It was here when I came in. It was known. Judges actually created the list. Like, if you bring this guy on in my court to testify, I'm not going to take his testimony.
Mm.
And then Freddie Gray died, and that was the end of Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And see, and I
There
think
you go.
and the problem is,
people out of the way though.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
see, that's the thing. The whole thing of
Gatekeepers that's
Yeah.
fucking the city up.
well, see, that's one of the reasons why I feel like that. I feel like council seats need a term. Council seats need an expiration date. I don't think somebody should be able to sit as a city council member for 30 and 40 years. I don't think a city council member should be able to sit in his chair until he dies. I don't think they should be able to hold that position because if you're think about a city council member right now that's 70 years old. His
He
idea-
doesn't know what's going on in the city.
Yes, His ideas are 70 years. He's worrying about the next pack of Depends he needs. He ain't worried. He can't figure out what the hell or how the hell or even relate to what's happening in the city now. That man probably needs somebody to come over and program his VCR, and we don't even have those no damn more.
And I think this is a perfect time for us to give our announcement. I am running for mayor of Baltimore City. Vote for me because I know your needs.
He said, I know you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Grizzly. Thank
He
you.
just had to
Thank
show
you.
him. The show couldn't end
Thank you,
without
Grizz.
seeing those
Thanks,
needs.
Chris.
I can't do it.
What you say, brother
Hey,
Grizz?
I
They
can't
put
do
my
it.
name on the ballot
What
anyway.
you say?
It don't
What you say,
matter.
Grizz? I hate him.
I say I can't do it.
You
I
know,
mean, I believe his
Okay.
political campaign. Well, I know the needs of the city.
yeah, I
I
think
know
Believe
yeah,
that would be his
yeah.
damn political campaign.
No,
Listen, it's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna run it.
because you know what I was going to say. I'm saying you got people up on our city council right now who remember when Trash Ball was an actual commercial.
Yeah,
Babe,
Wow.
you remember that?
trash ball. Oh my god.
Trash Ball, Mayor Schaefer. Trash
I remember
Ball,
that.
it's a neat game. Let me show you how to
Yeah.
win. Let me show you how to play. You pick up the trash, you make it into a ball, you throw it in the bucket, and they say it's trash ball.
Oh
You
my
remember
I'm
god.
that?
glad that you
That was a
remember the whole
commercial.
jingle.
Wow,
You
that is
remember the
so
whole jingle.
horrible.
That's when we
That
had
I
another.
don't know who wrote it, but I'm telling you one thing. That used to be an actual commercial that ran in Baltimore City.
Wow.
I mean,
Hey,
we would.
Because we were it was before, because remember Smoke bought in, we're the city that reads.
Yes, the city that
Then
reads.
from the city that reads, we became the city that breathes because we had the highest black uh um uh
18
um
school pregnancy.
birth rate. Birth
Yeah,
rate. The birth
birth
rate
rate.
was high.
Kirk Smoke lived right around the corner from.
Then we became the city that bleeds because then we became 300 murders a year.
Right.
Ugh.
That's where I came in.
Yeah.
Now we the city that needs. We need everything. We need education. We need infrastructure. We need accountability. We need more police on the streets because they can't hire enough. We need police from our
Man.
neighborhoods and from our cities, because even in this documentary based from 5 years
5
ago,
years ago.
Yeah.
the guy couldn't tell us where he lived because he didn't live in Baltimore.
Wow.
One of the white
The
police
one white
officers
officers
said,
that they highlighted.
from the place that I live,
Y'all
this
send me
is
this
the
documentary
verse,
too.
this is the actual language he used. The place where I grew up, we did not have. If you say that, you did not grow up
we
in a,
we instantly thought about
what
the
you said.
podcast last week.
Yes.
Wow.
What you said, because he led right into the things that you were talking about, which are 100% true. You notice nobody argued any of the points you said
Yeah.
because we all understood it to be true. We
Yeah.
know that. I remember when they tried to get them police officers to move back into Baltimore City.
Kurt Smoke. Kurt
And
Smoke.
you know what they did? They bought dollar houses and never moved into them.
I
And
was about to say.
That's
they
right.
owned the houses, so they had a residence in Baltimore, because they actually caught a couple of politicians who didn't live in Baltimore City, but they owned
That's
houses
right.
in Baltimore City and they lived in
That's
Baltimore
right.
County.
And this why you should
Yep.
vote for me. I live in Baltimore City.
You do not. You live in your knees.
That ain't sound good at all.
Not
No,
at
you
all.
live on your
Not at all.
Whoa.
I did not translate very well.
On purpose.
Oh God. All right.
But I mean, you got to think of the environment that
Sounds like
you
me.
came from. I mean, you think of the environment that we came from. It started with O'Malley, which to me was one of our absolute worst mayors. But then we went to the second most worst mayor after that. And I'm not talking about Sheila Dick. I'm talking about Stephanie Rollins Blake. It was our absolute worst mayor that we've ever had in the history. She is voted on the list.
30 years left.
There's a list of, in the United States, of, think about how many, all of the states and their different mayors in the states. She was voted number 5 worst mayor.
in the
Wow.
country.
In the world, in the United States, number 5 works with mayor. And I'm
But
like,
she wasn't supposed to be our mayor though.
I know she didn't give a damn about being the mayor.
Yeah,
She didn't
she
know.
wasn't supposed to be our
You
mayor.
know what? Can I clear up a little bit on that?
What's
This
that?
is the problem right there. The problem was we were in a world where everybody had to elect a woman.
Right.
If you were not electing a woman to be in in these offices who were going to be, and guess what? It had to be a black woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of what
guess
happened to
who-
Sheila.
Because you know who would have probably had way more influence over the whole city, but she couldn't even get on the ballot.
Cool.
Catherine.
No, not Catherine. The young lady, the older lady from Roland Park. What's her name?
Oh,
Schmoke.
Pat. Pat Clark.
Pat Clark. Mary
Pat
Pat Clark.
Mary Pat Clark. Yeah.
Mary Pat Clark
Mhm.
was Baltimore. She was in East Baltimore, West Baltimore, North Baltimore, South Baltimore. She talked about the police. She talked about the government. She was a city council. She could have ran that city during that time. But guess what? We were in a point of our city's development where they had to be black, they had to be female. We had to make a change
Right.
because it was also during the time of what? Obama.
Right.
All I'm saying is, who gives a fuck about gift cards? DC had a mayor that was smoking crack, and they said that was their best mayor.
And he was the best mayor ever.
Well, I mean,
He was the
And,
best
and
mayor
he
ever.
got reelected.
but-
got reelected smoking the
Yeah.
same crack.
He was the
He
best.
was
but this is the difference. Baltimore has a conscience because
No, we don't.
as you know we do, and this is weird for a city with as much crime as we have. And Grizz, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
If you do something in the public eye that they feel is the least bit dishonest, you will not get reelected.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It could be something as trivial
It's gift cards.
As gift
as
cards.
Mayor Dixon's gift cards.
Gift cards.
I mean, it could be like Marilyn Mosby's.
They sent the police chief to jail
Hmm.
in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And now he's a sportscaster,
Yeah.
which is where he belongs because he didn't like black people.
Well, Catherine
He didn't
Hughes-
like black people that
Catherine,
much.
Catherine Hughes on Trap Queens on BET.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm still trying to figure that
We
shit out.
watched it. Me and
I ain't
my
watched
wife
it yet.
watched it.
I ain't watched it yet. I'm still trying to figure
But
that out.
I mean, and I understood why Sheila wasn't gonna get reelected
Right.
because that's how the city worked.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so funny because if you know anything about where my building is and what goes on in my building, she goes to my gym.
Oh, for real?
And she has amazing ideas for the city, and she still is dedicated to the city. The only thing is that more than likely, and if I can get her to come in and sit down and talk to us, I would love it. But you can't keep telling her to run and you're not giving her the money to run.
And I actually voted for when she lost to Catherine.
Right.
I
Well,
actually did
everybody
vote
should
for
have
her.
voted for her against
I did.
Catherine. I
I'ma
feel
tell you-
sort of
Here's
guilty.
the thing. I feel like this. Fuck them gift cards. I
Right.
want a person in office that can do the damn job.
Exactly.
Right.
And she was doing it.
Do the damn job. Like we worry too much about people's personal shit. Now look, here's the gift cards. Yeah, it was whatever. The gift cards was what they were. Okay, and like we said, and this is not making fun of this man because I will say this: regardless of whatever problem Clarence Thomas had, he's a political icon and he did a lot for DC. You know what I'm saying? So DC looked
That wasn't Clarence Thomas.
not Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Ooh.
huh?
Not him. I'm sorry,
I
Jesus
was,
Christ.
man,
Not that
Grizz,
piece.
I was about to say.
Not that
Yeah.
trash. I'm sorry. We're not
They
talking about.
still saying they
Yeah.
just came up with some new shit. What his wife is Bush. His wife is related to the Bushes.
I wouldn't be.
You don't want to be Clarence Thomas corner.
I'm
No,
just
not
saying,
that.
again, I never would put gift cards versus crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing about it is, even with that, he was still.
Marion Barry.
Marion Barry.
But Marion Barry had programs in place
Yeah,
that helped the city youth that worked.
yeah.
So we overlooked that crack thing.
He
Because
looked,
it didn't affect his job. It just affected
Right.
his personal life with his wife.
and that's what I'm saying.
And
He
let's
did
talk
his
about
job.
Racket
You
prostitutes.
know what I mean? And let's be real. It
Rashida
probably
Moore.
ain't
That's
too
a
many.
cereal in some countries.
And let's be
Cracking
real. It probably
prostitutes
ain't
with
too many.
marshmallows.
There probably aren't too many politicians that ain't doing drugs right now.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Mariah Carey used to come out.
Or dealing in
we
prostitution
will
and all
be
that other
rock
stuff.
you.
You're right.
Shut up. I love him, but God darn it.
he was a councilman too.
His
after
brain
right?
moves at like 700 miles
Yeah.
per hour.
I'm different. That's all.
We will rock you.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for the group.
What's up?
Yes.
If a police officer stole some gift cards, would you be so forgiving?
No. And that's Baltimore.
That's the point.
Hold on.
That's
Would I
Baltimore.
Would I give a damn?
I
No.
would, yeah. I would not give a fuck.
I would not give
I
a
would
shit.
not give a fuck.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't give a shit. If it at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about them gift cards if he's doing his job. Fuck them gift cards. Cops steal shit all the time.
Not all cops.
Not all cops, but all the time cops steal shit. But it's not all cops that steal shit, but all the time cops are stealing shit, if you get what I'm saying. So,
But he don't need the gift cards if they giving him shit for free in the store.
yeah,
So this is what Baltimoreans think about police.
uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Bro, here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna let a little bit of my past out. Well, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. I used to be out there. I've actually gotten robbed by cops. I got robbed by cops.
But you didn't get robbed by all of them.
I ain't get robbed by every cop, but that's why I said all cops ain't thieves, but the shit happens every day by cops. It's not all of them, but it's happening daily by cops. It's just not all the cops.
Unfortunately,
Brother
Faith, it
Grizz?
just takes that one.
Yeah, I feel like here's the thing: if you got 100 cops and 10 cops are stealing shit daily, so that means you got 100 cops, but only 10 of them are stealing shit daily. They still stealing shit daily, which means that the crime is happening daily by somebody who's supposed to be a crime stopper. But that ain't all the damn cops. 90 of them motherfuckers ain't stealing, but at least 10 more of them is seeing the other 10 that's stealing and ain't saying shit.
Wow.
But that's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Me personally, I haven't really had the greatest relationship with police officers, but I also have had certain police officers that were cool as shit. So because at the end of the day, they're human beings. But some of them, and unfortunately, when you're dealing in the hood, you very rarely find cops that are actually good cops. It's rare. Like you don't walk down the street every day, bro.
What?
Because here's the thing.
Bro, I live in the city.
No,
I live in the
a
city.
person like you, a cop like you, don't walk down the street every day. You walk down the street of wherever you are, but the other cops in the city are not acting like you did. All the cops don't think like you. So the ones that came through my neighborhood, that was the one that took my arm and bit it up my back and damn near ripped my shoulder out when I was 15 years old. The same ones that pulled me out of that house at 14 and put guns in my head. They called me a nigga. So that's the thing. So it's not all cops, but I personally, I can't prove it, but I believe there are cops out here that do crimes daily, like weekly, monthly, and yearly. I believe that there are cops out here that just do crimes all the goddamn time, but it ain't all of y'all. But
see, this is the whole idea, and this is where I become Republican.
Shit! I gotta hear this.
If you do a crime, and you're caught in the commission of that crime, or you're caught after the fact of doing that crime,
right?
I cannot trust you to do your job.
So what about Sheila Dixon?
She stole gift cards.
How did she get a pass? Theft is
cops don't.
She didn't.
Wait a minute.
She
didn't
get a pass.
That's why she hasn't been reelected.
Wait a minute, say it again.
She didn't get a pass. She got fired.
She didn't get a pass. That's why she has not been reelected.
You know, she was charged, and I do believe she was convicted.
Yeah. That's why she's not mayor.
Yeah. So
She didn't get a pass.
what did you
she's
say?
not. She's not. I don't know if she. I've got to look it up because I gotta fact check this. But
Okay.
I don't think that felony stops you from running for mayor in Baltimore. I don't think a felony stops you from running for mayor in any country. I mean, in any
But the
city.
good thing is we're about to find out because I'm running for mayor in Baltimore.
And my big thing is that
I'm gonna leave the city.
I wish someone like Stephanie,
Rollins.
I'm sorry, Sheila,
Oh,
could be mayor again
Mm-hmm.
because the city knows her.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like she had the respect of the police officers, she
Right.
had the respect of the FOP.
Who had the respect?
Dixon.
Oh, okay.
that's the
See?
problem we got with
See?
Brandon. Though.
See?
That's the problem we got with
well,
Brandon
well,
because
no,
the
no,
hood,
it's
the
not
hood know
Brandon. But it's not Brandon, it's Maryland. So once Ivan and
Let's get Ivan the fuck.
Brandon, once Ivan and Brandon develop their plan, it could be a lot better for the city.
They gotta see.
I think so. I know. I know Ivan. I
Because
know him.
FOP likes
see. They gotta see eye to eye
likes Ivan.
Yeah.
If he can come to some kind of agreement where he can work with Brandon, we will see a change. I'm telling you, a lot of things that go on Baltimore City street corners where you sitting there rolling up in front of a cop is going to disappear.
Yeah.
Bro.
Say it
Brandon
again.
Scott came out there with that old 70s bush.
I said a lot of the things in Baltimore are going to disappear. You're not going to be sitting on your stoop rolling up your blunt in front of a cop anymore.
I don't believe that.
Nah,
I believe that's going to change.
But you know what? Let me share 2 words with you.
Unless it becomes
let me-
it is not legal. It is not legal.
Let me-
it is
let me-
not legal.
It's becoming
Let me
legal.
share 2
Rolling
words
up a
with
blunt
you.
is gonna be the same as pouring up.
Let
on
me
your
share
stoop with a
2.
cup and shit.
Let me
It's
share
gonna-
2 words with you.
Eventually.
Yeah, that's changing.
2 words.
Go ahead, bro.
Consent decree.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
plays
know.
heavy. That plays heavy in the way police do their jobs.
Yeah, but policing is gonna have a somewhat
Policing is
shift.
not going to change.
It is gonna
Policing-
shift.
No, it ain't. I'm trying to tell you what I know, bro.
Okay.
I mean,
The
the whole
just
idea
because-
is that there are limitations put on the police officers by the dissent decree on how they can
Right.
do their job because they don't want to violate civil rights. But what they're going to do is, I'm going to tell you, they're going to go to the Civil Liberties Union and they're going to have a conference and they're going to say, we need some changes. And I'm telling you, it's going to happen
Just
because
you
they
know what
did it
I
in
like,
Atlanta. Listen, they did it in Atlanta.
bro.
They
I'm
did
telling
it
you
in
about
California.
I'm trying to tell you about the police department. I'm trying
I
to tell you about the
know,
place
and
that I
you
came
know more
from.
about the police department
Yeah.
than I'll ever know. But what I'm
The
saying
state's
is that
attorney's
there have been
office-
cities
the
that have
state's
been worse
attorney's
off than
office-
Maryland,
Bro,
Baltimore.
The state's attorney's office does not control the police department.
Correct.
They do not.
FOP does.
Return. Yeah. Okay.
So the
That's why
police
I
department,
said Ivan
the police
and Ivan and
department is
Brandon
under
and
consent
FOP.
decree. The police department is under the consent decree.
Right.
That is not going away.
Yeah, but it's going
That
to
is
be
not going away.
Yeah, but
You'll see. You'll see.
I hope it changes because believe me, you and me, the last thing I'm worried about is a guy rolling up a joint on their steps. But if you have so much verve that you just feel like you can do whatever you want wherever you want because the cops aren't going to do anything, because some of the stuff was some of the things that Maryland said that she wasn't going to prosecute anymore.
When it comes to weed,
I don't
it's a
think
little different, though.
Ivan is going to lie a lot of the
But
stuff
Marilyn
that
Mosby
Maryland
is
said she
irrelevant.
wasn't going to do.
It's a little different when it comes to weed because
It's irrelevant.
people in
It's
Baltimore got
irrelevant
cards
what.
now. So
It's
they can't get
irrelevant
arrested.
what Marilyn
They
Mosby
got him.
wants to do. It does not affect the way police.
Yeah.
It does not.
All right.
Marilyn Mosby can change all the laws she wants, and she really can't change laws. What
Right,
she does
she
is
doesn't.
she picks what laws that are going to be enforced. But it's up to
Correct.
the police. at the end of the day to pursue those laws. And I talked to a lot of police on the street. They are not going to risk their livelihood for the streets of Baltimore City that don't give a fuck about police. And see, the thing about the consent decree came along because of Freddie Gray, because people got tired of the way black people were treated by the police.
Right.
I'm in the police department. I've seen fucked up shit that police did to black people.
Yeah.
So Freddie Gray was bound to happen. It was like a stick of dynamite that was going to go off at any minute.
Yeah.
Well, there were people before Freddie Gray that was treated like Freddie Gray, but the whole idea
But
is that it
not to
happened
the
at
point.
a time that was, I mean,
Right.
But it's filmed.
But not to the point of somebody, not to the point of somebody in Baltimore City dying at the hands of police. Not to this magnitude. Not to this magnitude. It didn't make not one murder in Baltimore City under the hands of police make national news. Not one.
Right.
Yeah, it did. I can't remember his
Not
name.
one.
But it, yeah,
Not
it was
one.
because
It has happened, but it hasn't made national
there's
news.
the young lady that goes down on Green Mountain 33rd, and she's been doing it for 6-7 years. I know her. I can't remember her name right now, but her brother was murdered at the hands of the police, sort of in almost the same fashion as Freddie Gray.
But did it make national news?
Doing that for years.
Did it make national news?
Yes, she has been all over the country, and she is. I mean, she is an advocate for police change, and she didn't even accept the settlement from the city because they said if she accepted the settlement from the city, she couldn't protest anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it must not have been that big a deal because I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up, and the next time we get on these streets, I'm gonna have it for you, and I might even have her come in because I know her. We work together. She's down in the education field, but she was down on 33rd and Greenmount every Wednesday.
Yeah.
West. What is his name? Something West. Because they did West Wednesdays. What is his name? Oh my gosh, that's his name. His last name was West.
Okay.
I don't have the computers like I do when we do the other podcasts. I'm a little bit restricted because I'm not in my office.
Yeah.
But that woman that you're talking about,
something like that.
That woman that you're talking about, were there? How can I put it? Were there riots in the street because of this guy?
Not then, because
no,
the whole idea is that it was in a different time. Like it was like we didn't have the we didn't have that same type of verve, and we didn't have that same type of energy behind it. Her family and they I know what to type in. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you in a minute.
Well, Base, I want to say this to you. I believe personally. Now, I believe that there are a whole lot of really great police officers out there. No, seriously, I'm honestly
Tyrone West.
Tyrone West.
That was
yeah.
Tyrone West. And you know the big controversy. They actually had a settlement from the city.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is
yeah, it's West Wednesdays. They're up to over 400 weeks that they've been doing West Wednesdays. And it's like Tyrone or is it Tyrone?
Yep.
Tyrone West, he was supposed the affirmation is that he was actually murdered at the hands of police officers in a routine stop.
Yeah, but people didn't ride in the streets because of this guy.
There were rallies, and West Wednesdays has been going on for years.
Bro, I'm not talking about rallies. I'm talking about riots where people tore up shit.
But that was because of the tenure of the city.
Yeah, city was
like you didn't remember there were people murdered in the 60s by racist cops. It wasn't until at a certain point the Edmund Pettus Bridge and for it to be televised, that, oh my gosh, they're doing this to black people in real time. They're hitting them with water hoses. They're sicking dogs on them, and we're watching it in real time on TV.
Well, bro, let's
And
fast forward a little bit.
once those
Let's
cell
fast
phones,
forward.
right? Once them cell phones came out, and people saw what happened to Freddie Gray, and people saw what happened to George Floyd. That's why the protests happened, because we were tired of seeing it in real time.
All right, let me
Back
say
in
this.
the day, everything was what you read in the news. Even when Tyrone West was killed, you read about it and heard about it in the news after the fact.
Mhm.
Let me say this.
To be honest with you, I don't remember this dude's name. I don't remember.
Right.
Let me say
Right.
this.
And I do, because it was a friend of mine's brother who was murdered.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
32, right?
Yeah.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
I went to Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be completely honest, right? And I know it's not a good thing I'm about to say, but no police that's actually on the force that I ever had encountered with that I could say was a good person.
Wow.
So it sounds like
Every good police officer that I ever known in my life was either retired or they quit.
Okay.
Every police that stopped me or harassed me for walking up the street or anything, whether I was in the wrong or right, treated me like shit.
Wait a minute, but you said whether you was in the wrong or the right.
Yeah, when I'm in the wrong, I'm in the wrong. I can't really I can't say nothing about that. But if I'm minding my business and something happened and you still treat me like shit, it's not right.
Well, wait a minute. Should you be treated like shit even if
If you're wrong, you're still
if I'm in the
human.
wrong,
No.
if I'm in the
You
wrong,
should no.
if
I'm
I'm
not
in the
saying
wrong,
that.
handle that.
Okay.
No,
okay.
what I'm saying is
I'm accepting the fact that all right, I'm wrong. Boom, cool. But I ain't never. All right, I do talk back a lot. But
Yeah.
but if I'm in the wrong, I accept where that's going to go. If I'm not doing nothing and I get harassed about it,
Well,
then
let me
that's
ask
a
you
problem.
something. Let me ask
What's
you
up?
something. When you were being harassed, was your name known out there by the police?
Nah. Don't look at me like that, Base. No. Say it no.
Oh.
Say it no.
Base got that police side
The
eye. Like,
fuck?
come on.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Bro, like,
No.
my name was not known out there because I have no police record, none whatsoever. I honestly, here's the thing: the one time that I got locked up was for failure to appear for a damn ticket. That's the only time, and not to mention they came and locked me up at my house. And you know what the failure to appear was? I actually got some tickets. I got tickets for a traffic stop, and I couldn't come to court because I had an asthma attack. I was in the hospital. So they came to my house. They locked me up. They did their job. I can't be pissed off. Now, what I will say is this: I was complying, and they were still talking shit. And I'm talking about this is what I he comes in the house. If you try to run, and I'm like, who the fuck's running? I'm standing right here. And he says, okay, so now the female cop was like, we're gonna you're being taken in for failure to appear in court, this, that, and the third. Okay, I didn't come. They didn't. I called the state's attorneys. They didn't want nothing to do with it. The police are just doing their job. I'm not gonna trip about it. So the one cop, he says, you know what? I need you to turn around. Don't you make no sudden moves. What the fuck? I'm on my way to work. I have my work clothes on. There's 17 cops outside. It's a whole goddamn paddy wagon out there. They literally got it's basically an army troop of people at my damn door. Where am I running to? Where am I going? So then I put my arms behind my back. I'm a big guy, so I'm gonna have to have two of them zip cuffs because they got to put two of them on me. So he says, I'm gonna put these on you, but if you slip them, you're gonna make me mad, and I promise that's gonna be a bad day for you. I'm like, why the fuck are you being so aggressive?
Right.
Like truth be, I'm walking out of the house. I'm not resisting. I'm not pulling away. I'm not even talking back. I'm talking to my wife.
Make you want to be aggressive.
I will call you and let you know what's going to happen. And he says, okay, come on, let's go. Let's get out. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Like I said, my hands are behind my back at this point. He takes me down the steps. He's taking me down the steps and he's dragging me instead of just letting me walk. If it wasn't for the other cop, it was another cop that was there, young white guy. He grabbed me, he said, man, I got him. And he walked me like I was a fucking human being. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's why
What
I
color was the what color was the cop who was treating you bad?
they were both white. They were both white. So my
It's
thing
not
about
color,
it,
it's always intention.
it's
It's
intention.
never
So
color, it's
yeah.
intention.
So the young cop, he walks me to the damn wagon like I'm a human. He helps me get up there. He says, "Watch your head. I want you to sit back. I need you to secure yourself on this bar because ain't no seatbelts in that bitch. So if you fall, that's your ass." But the experience that I had with the cop at my door, had the other one not stepped in, that would have further affirmed my thought process about all cops ain't shit. But I can't say that because the one that got me from him to escort me into the wagon, he had a whole different demeanor. So my thing about it is when you deal with cops like that on a regular, because believe it or not, for the most part, the one in my house is the ones I've had to deal with. The one that helped me in the wagon is a unicorn. I very rarely have had to run into, and I'm a respectable guy. I don't do a bunch of shit. Whatever, everything I did in my teens and my early 20s. Never got arrested, never got locked the hell up. Got out of that shit, started getting myself together, worked with Jerry at Civic Works. I mean, literally, like, pulled myself up and got myself to where I am now, doing what I do. No police record, no none of that shit.
Right.
So why and this is the whole thing. Like Rich was saying, even when he was doing shit and not doing shit, the same treatment. I was literally walking out of my door to go to work. And his thought process, I'm pretty sure it's on the paperwork. Why with the failure to appear? Okay, I understand they probably don't even have all the other details. It just says failure to appear in court. Okay, but the assumption of this one cop was the fact that, well, he's just a criminal. No, I'm not a fucking criminal. I had an asthma attack on the day, but his thought process was, it doesn't matter. Let me get this fucking criminal out of here. And the other cop was the one like, no, look, hey, all of that's not necessary. Let me get him in here. So we encounter more of the ones in my house than we do the ones at the one at the street.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I usually get from cops. And I honestly, many of us, most of us, or all of us on this panel, we haven't done shit to warrant that kind of treatment. Like you've even said, you have been at crime scenes where you had to, if you have somebody at gunpoint, you have to put your gun down and identify yourself as a cop so you won't get blown the fuck away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And there were people that work with you.
They work with you. They saw you at roll call. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
some of these motherfuckers saw you.
No, but see that no.
That's the
See the
piggyback
thing
for what
you
he
don't
was
understand.
Uh-huh.
The thing you understand, I was a detective. I didn't go to roll call.
Detective
Right,
didn't go
right,
to roll call.
So
He
these
was
a lot of
all
these
over
guys,
the
a
street.
lot of these guys didn't know me. They didn't know me.
Right.
And see the thing is when you see somebody on the street with a gun, you don't look at their face, you look at that gun.
Yeah. But you didn't
when I got shot back in '93,
yeah,
I didn't see the guy's face. I saw that shotgun.
Yeah, but think about it.
I can't tell you what he looks like.
We've seen white cops pull up and be real fucking nice with the people, like the man that shot them people in the supermarket.
Right.
In Buffalo. He came to fuck home with it. He had an AR-15 and he went to jail. So they saw his color. They knew he had a gun, but they saw what color that motherfucker was.
Oh,
but
yeah.
If I walk out the house with a banana, I fear for my life.
Light your ass up like you had an AK.
And I'm a threat.
See, you know, I'm not trying to.
First of all,
I already know
why
you're
you
not
walking out the house with a banana, man?
They
Nigga,
delicious.
Yeah, you just peel that shit. Leave that shit alone.
Anyway,
hey, somebody slipped
one
on
thing
it.
I
You know,
wanted to say right quick. Give me a sec. One thing that I wanted to say right quick is just like in the documentary, and I don't know if you picked it up, but I picked it up. There was a black cop and a white cop in the documentary that we were watching, and the black cop, he did a couple really good things in the neighborhood. He stopped and got out his car. He's like, y'all good fellas. And of course, there was a camera on him. So, I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. But he was watching the guys play chess on their steps. You know, he just watched them playing chess on their steps. The other cop, he would roll down his window. Y'all want to go to Baby Bookings? And that's how I can tell if a cop has negative intentions, because only people who taking kids to the book to the child the child center, they the ones that call it Baby Bookings. All the cops don't call it Baby Bookings.
Why you say that?
Because they don't call it Baby
That's what
Bookings
that's
unless
what we
they
call
on the
it.
street.
Baby Bookings.
The ignorant ones, a lot of them call when they talking to them
That's
kids,
how we
they like,
identify
yo,
it.
you going to Baby Bookings.
Yeah,
These kids
that's what I
wasn't
know.
doing nothing.
I heard the first time I heard Baby Bookings came from.
Were
a
they
cop
doing
named-
anything? They were walking home, weren't they?
Right.
And he
But-
was
but-
following them. Y'all need to get off these streets. Y'all going to Baby Bookings. They were walking
Wow.
home. And that's why the documentarian showed it, because these kids was literally, they were joking with each other. They weren't doing anything disruptive. They were walking down the street, and he was calling it Baby Bookers. The other guy was like, "You don't want have to have me pull over and take you down Central." And he was like making it a real case.
Yeah.
And the other guys using terms that just seemed that he was saying like, this is the beginning of your bad career as a criminal.
And you also got to think about this, right? When you
I didn't know nothing about no Baby Bookings. I ain't
Look,
never heard nothing about.
This is my first time ever
As-
hearing it.
as a man, right? When you
Mm.
meet another man with aggression, you gonna get aggression back.
True.
Fuck a badge or anything. I remember sitting on the porch. I live right over there by Mondawmin on Ricetown Road, right? So y'all know Sundays how lit it get with the bikes.
Bikes,
Yeah.
cars,
You cannot
everything
just
going
walk.
to Drill Hill
You
Park.
cannot walk up to somebody and be like, take y'all punk asses in the house and expect just to be like, yes, sir, we're gonna go. No, you come in with aggression for niggas who's not doing shit.
But you know what? But you're on the flip side of that. I told you when I first joined the police department, I'm at Evanston and Allendale. And I pulled up on the corner. I said, hey, fellas, I need y'all to get off the corner. So the guy started slowly but surely walking away. It was one guy that stood by, and he said, hey, man, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. He said, you a county nigga? I said, first of all, I don't refer to myself as a nigga. Second of all, I'm not from the county. I'm from Baltimore. Well, you don't speak like you from Baltimore. So
Right.
what I learned, sometimes you got to talk the talk of the street. So
Right.
I've told the guys, I said, look, if I come back here, y'all out here, I'm calling for a wagon. There's somebody going. I
Wow.
went around the corner. I came back, and I said on the loudspeaker, I need all you motherfuckers to get up the corner right now, because I'm gonna fuck your whole day up. And guess what? They
They left.
listened.
But you know that's a
Because you
difference.
have to speak.
It's a
You have
little
to speak
different there, though.
the language of the street.
Yeah, it's a little different from talking to some corner niggas, the niggas that actually live there. It's a little different. You can't tell somebody go in their house where they paying rent to be on their.
But I don't. But you know what? But you know what? As a police, I don't know who lives where. Just because you tell me you. Just
Why
because
is
you
he
tell me.
outside?
That's part of
Just
the
be-
job.
just-
You don't ask for
just
no
no.
ID or nothing. So you
But
just telling me to go somewhere. You
bruh,
telling me
who
to go
carries
somewhere.
ID?
Hold up, base.
Who
Hold
carries?
up, base.
Who
Hold up,
carries
base.
ID in Baltimore
Brother,
City?
brother, let me finish.
All right,
Let me finish.
All right.
You telling somebody to go somewhere and you don't even know if I live there.
Right.
So now you starting a whole different situation. If you don't even know I'm living there, so you telling me to go into a spot where you don't even know that's my residence.
Well, y'all
And we know
remember,
motherfuckers lie and say I live here.
y'all remember the story that I
But
told
why
you.
don't
can't a
nobody-
person just be
but-
outside on the corner?
Yeah.
Because
Why can't I sit
motherfuckers
on
get
my
because
That's
if you in a
big.
because if you live in a fucked up area,
Uh-huh.
your chances are you getting shot on your step is big.
Sure, but I don't
But then that's on them. They should still be able to stay
No, it ain't on them.
outside.
No,
I get
no,
shot on my
no.
steps.
It ain't on them.
Not to really speak for Base, but Marcy, I kind of understand where Base coming from, because it's not about them coming after you. It's the fucking crossfire of the other people that could get hurt because you may be on your steps doing some shit.
Or you may be on your steps being innocent.
But it's the way you can
Yeah.
communicate that. It's the way you could communicate
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Look, y'all,
Because
I
at the
want
end
to
of
see
the
y'all
day,
get
I'm
hurt
still
or
a
something,
man.
but to
Yeah.
say,
I'm still a man
And that
without a
goes,
badge or nothing. I'm still
yes.
a man,
And that
Hey,
goes
hey,
back,
bro.
grown ass man at that,
that
Bro,
goes back to
bro.
the
that
point.
don't
Black
tolerate
people-
bullshit.
Black people call each other nigga every day. They disrespect each other every day. But let a police pull up and say, "Get your ass off the corner." That's disrespect.
Yeah, of course it is.
I don't use that word 99.
But a lot of our young people,
I know
a
it.
lot of our
I
young
tell
people
him
I
he
do.
know he will use that word
It comes.
all he
It
wants,
comes slowly.
and he does never
I'm working on
directs it towards me
Yeah.
because I don't accept it, and I am not one, and I don't use it. I will make it a point of exception when I use it in a conversation to say something that somebody said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But as far as I am, and in my house, there were no, and I'm using the word now, niggers raised in any house that I ever lived in.
But brother Jerry, you got to remember, you're an older brother.
But that's,
talking
I
about-
know,
I'm
I
talking-
understand that. But you try
I'm
to
talking
call
about
my
the
son
language
one.
of the young. I'm talking about the language of the young brothers.
Yeah, but my
They
my
call each
son
other
didn't
nigga.
use that
But
language,
hold on,
and
hold
he
on,
still
brothers.
doesn't.
Hold on,
My
brothers.
daughter didn't,
Hold on,
and she
brothers.
still won't. She will not allow you to call her that.
We gonna say this with love though, right?
Yeah.
We gotta understand. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. I'm not saying it's a right because God ain't through with me yet. He working with me through that word. I know he's doing that. However, if I go up to my man and be like, "What's up, my nigga?" versus somebody coming out like, "Yo, bitch ass," those are two different tones that we're hearing right now.
Yeah.
It's two different
Bro,
tones.
bro,
It's not
nigga,
about-
a
And
nigga
just
is a
because
nigga.
they call each
Well,
other
let me-
that doesn't mean that the police officers
That's
who
not my. That's
are
not.
sworn
No,
in to
that's,
protect and serve should do it.
but
Well,
that's not my
I
point.
can tell.
My-
I can tell my sisters or my brothers, y'all ain't shit. I could joan on them all day, but let somebody outside of my house do it.
Right.
Well, see, I
Now
got-
it's a problem.
Right.
Now it's a
But-
problem.
let me say this real quick.
but at the end of the day, what makes it right though?
Let me say this real quick.
Nothing makes
Nothing
it
makes
right.
it right.
Nothing.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna say this real quick. So-
It's about a
Accept-
tone.
Hold on.
It's about a tone.
Can I say this?
Tone.
Acceptance does not make anything right
Right.
just because it's accepted.
Mhm.
I don't accept him saying it to me. I don't allow
I don't
anyone
call
to say it to
You
me.
just can't police who he says it to. But you just
Right.
don't want it
But
to you.
if a policeman, someone who I think should be talking in the vernacular that I use with them, says it to me,
But
you
bro,
gonna get
no,
it.
But no,
Hey, let me make
but
it
no,
clear. Let's
I'm
take
not
the-
saying
let's
that.
take the
I'm
N-word
not
out of it.
saying.
Let's take the
I'm not
N-word
saying
out
that
of
a
it.
police officer. I'm not condoning a police
Right.
officer calling a black
Right.
person nigga. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But what
I
I'm
know.
saying is, we need to respect each other before we want somebody else to. Back in the '70s, we had a thing called Black Pride.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We lost
How
that.
people use it.
Advocate for
We
this. I'm
lost
gonna
it.
advocate for this. I'm gonna say this to you.
Yeah.
And this is just some real shit. We call each other nigger, and you have cops that are not from our area. Base would be used to hearing us call each other niggers and motherfuckers and shit like
I
that.
don't use that word. I don't use that
You
word.
don't use it, but you heard it. You're used
Say
to
again?
hearing it. I said you're used to hearing it. You just don't use it.
I hear it on the street. Yeah.
You hear it on the street. But here's the thing: if you got an out-of-town police officer that don't know this shit, he don't know the culture, he don't know us, he don't know how we move. So he comes in and he hears that you talk to each other this way. He's going to think that he has the free way to talk to you the same goddamn way because that's how
Well,
you.
don't he, well, Brother Grizzly, and to a certain degree, don't he have a point?
Yeah. I can't even. The thing is, if you want me, if I want you to respect me as an officer, especially an officer of a different color, I got to show that same goddamn respect so that you walk through the door understanding there's a certain degree of respect that you have to show us as black people. But if I disrespect you and you disrespect me, and then we tell him he can't disrespect us, that man, I understand. I can say what I want to my brother, but you can't do it. But most people ain't gonna pay attention to that shit, especially if he has a badge and a gun and authority.
Also, we need to talk about vernacular, right? So I get the N-word universal across the country. It's always going to be there. But let's talk about Baltimore for a second, right? Baltimore, we have our own vernacular, right? So we might call, I don't use it a lot. We might be like, yo, what up, dummy? Like that's our shit.
That's young boy shit.
Young
That's
boy.
young boy
I'm 32,
shit.
brother. I'm 32 now.
Right. I'm
born in
65.
1990. So
I'm
it's a little
65.
different. It's a little different on here, right?
If I
It's a
call
little
somebody
different.
dummy, they mentally challenged.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's all about tone. It's all about tone. Words matter, and how you say those words matters.
Content.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
not to-
context in.
Because you got to think,
But,
in me and JB's time when we coming up, it was son.
Yep.
It was,
What's
it
up,
was,
son?
Tony. It was my dog. Shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
What's
mean?
up, yo?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
what's up?
Yo.
What's up, yo? How you doing?
Yeah, Miss
And
Yo.
then somebody came up with the almost idiotic, but not even nowhere near brilliant idea that yo is bitch in Spanish.
No, yo is I in Spanish. I know that.
I
much.
know, but that you remember that? You remember that? Look at Grizz. Grizz rubbing his head.
That
Because
was the
people
dumbest
try to
shit.
start an argument with you and be like, "Don't call me yo. Yo is bitch in Spanish." I'm like,
It was
no.
the Hispanic
Oh,
people because they think we didn't know Spanish.
And it's like, yo is not bitch in Spanish. Je parle français. Yo hablamos español. It's not.
But we got it. We gotta get to the grit of the thing. Is like
We'll never
when
get
you
to the
say
grit of it.
say words, it doesn't matter what you say if you got a badge or not. It's how you say it to that person and how they gonna comprehend it. You can't say
It's
certain
gonna set
things.
the tone.
Yeah, it set the tone. Like
Yeah,
if,
but if a
if
cop came up to me and my nigga, you need to get off this corner, I'm gonna be like, what?
No, well,
y'all
you
remember
know,
that little skit, I think it was on Def Comedy Jam.
I'm
Right?
laughing at him. If he
It was,
said,
it was
"Yo, my nigga," I'm like, "All right, man." Okay. See, especially if it's somebody like if it's a base police officer. Now, if it's a out of town Nebraska police officer, oh, we got an issue, motherfucker.
But how do you know he's but Grizzly? How you know he's from out of town?
No, well, here's the thing. Most white cops are not from in town. We know most white cops in Baltimore are not from in
Is
town.
that a fact
They're
check?
not from Baltimore City.
Sheila?
I'm not gonna say most.
A lot.
Yeah, no,
Right
you'd be
there.
surprised. You'd be
Rich,
surprised.
you went higher.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. There are officers that there are white officers from Dundalk.
That's out of town, bro.
yeah. See, it's different in Baltimore.
I
It's
forgot we're
different
talking
on-
Baltimore.
It's
Okay,
different on
all right,
these
all right.
parts. We're a different
out of
breed.
town,
over here.
bud.
Okay, can we take one sec? We've had a fact check, and we want to make sure we do this because this is important. Because
Right,
you
what's
don't want to put anything out that's slanderous or misleading to the public.
Right.
Sheila Dixon was charged with a misdemeanor. It
It
was
don't matter.
not a
She was
felony.
convicted.
Well, hold
She
on,
was
hold on.
convicted.
No, but base, we can't say she was charged with a
She
felony.
was convicted, bro. She was
No,
convicted.
that is of a misdemeanor, not a felony.
The point is she was convicted.
But we in these podcast streets have to make sure we fact check and make sure
Bruh,
we're not
you
putting
get-
out
bruh.
misinformation.
Bruh.
So
you can pull it up.
you got conviction is a conviction is a conviction. I got sue is a sue is a sue. Nobody's suing me because I put out misinformation. So
She was
convicted of
Sheila
a
Dixon.
misdemeanor.
Sheila Dixon was convicted of 1 count of embezzlement.
Which
Be it
would
a misdemeanor or what? She
Yeah.
was convicted.
But we
And
have
if it
to
was
say
a- and if it was-
misdemeanor. I said
but you know
felony
what?
earlier, and it's not a
But you know
felony.
what?
It's a
It wasn't a
misdemeanor.
felony. But the point is, if it was a police, you wouldn't be so kind, bro.
I would. You know what? I agree.
I think I feel the same way.
I agree.
wouldn't
I
care.
agree. I
Y'all
can't.
still-
Y'all would be ready to hang that motherfucker.
Now that I
I'm a
really
police
think about
officer.
it, now that I really think about it, and the reason being is because we should hold. If we're going to hold Sheila Dixon to a certain standard, if we're going to hold cops to a certain standard, we should hold our political figures to that same standard.
That's
Absolutely.
what Baltimore does. That's
When
what Baltimore does.
I
When you
agree.
were saying what you
I
were saying,
guarantee.
Marilyn Mosby, I gave you pushback, but now that I really think about it, you have to be held to that higher standard because you chose a position of public service. And if you're serving yourself more than you're serving the public, then that's a whole goddamn issue. So, based, I agree with you. We would hang that goddamn cop out to dry. We would hang his ass out to dry. But honestly, we hang out all our in Baltimore, like JB said, we hang all our political figures out to dry when that shit comes out in public. If it
Everybody
comes,
but Sheila Dixon.
we hang their ass out.
Everybody but Sheila Dixon, though.
Because I think, and you know what, Base, this is the difference, and this is why I think there's a difference because if you listen to what happened, and then you hear what she was charged as an educated person, people will look at it differently.
No, I think it's
I'm not.
bullshit.
Wait a minute. Don't take it on what you would do because you know the law.
No, that's not it. I think
It
Sheila
is.
Dixon got
You look
Sheila
at
Dixon.
different things.
No, Sheila
I
Dixon
don't
Hold
know.
on. Marcy and
was
Scott, what y'all
Sheila
feel?
Dixon. Sheila Dixon got a pass because she's a black female, and a lot of people love Sheila Dixon.
Hard
If
to
the
argue.
police, if I wake up in the
But
morning
if she
and
got
a police
wait a minute, if she
officer,
got the same charge that what's her name got, she wouldn't
Who-
even be running.
Catherine Pugh. Catherine Pugh.
Catherine Pugh,
listen,
who went to
Well, I mean,
federal prison.
Well, Catherine Pugh did. She did big. She did bigger
But
shit
see,
too.
you even saying, but Catherine Pugh, that's a difference
Mhm.
because a misdemeanor is different than federal prison.
Right,
Well,
right.
you know what? When it comes to political office,
Right.
a misdemeanor is just as fucked up as a felony.
No, it ain't because Catherine
Well,
Pugh
if it was
can't
a
run again. She
but Brother
cannot
Jerry.
vote. He can run again, but I bet you nobody will vote for her. But
Brother
people are
Jerry.
still voting for Sheila Dixon. That's
if a
the
police
difference.
officer got convicted of a misdemeanor, he would never be a police again in life.
You
He
think so?
shouldn't be.
You don't think that
He wouldn't get a pass.
you don't think
He
he could go
shouldn't
to another city and
because
become a cop?
No.
how can you
You know what they're gonna
be a-
do? Because Brother Grizzly, you know what they're gonna do first? You know
but
what they're
how
gonna do
can
first?
you uphold the
They're
law
gonna
when you're
they're gonna
breaking
run
it?
his record. They're gonna run his record first.
Okay.
How are you going to uphold the law when you're breaking it? So
Well,
that
ask Sheila Dixon.
all right, so
they're not upholding the law. They are running. You don't have.
So
This
what
is
does the mayor do?
See,
Well, what does the
people
mayor
not-
do,
You
bro?
should know better than anybody that there are different
That's why
branches of
Sheila Dixon
government.
don't get a.
and-
That's why she
but-
don't get a pass.
But the whole idea is there are different branches of government, and that's how people
Hey, bro,
segregate it.
bro,
Base,
bro,
base.
it's all-
Hold on,
at
hold
the end
on,
of the
hold
day,
on.
it's
I
all
got a question,
bullshit.
fellas. I
You're
got a
you're
question.
making it sound like it's my personal belief.
No.
But
The thing that get me is
I've
no.
never made it my personal belief. I'm
I
telling
ain't say
you,
your personal belief, but
right?
But I hear people say, "Oh, poor Sheila Dixon. Oh, it's only gift cards." She took from single mothers and kids for her own personal gain. How in the fuck does she get a pass?
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on. I got a
fucking get
question.
it.
I
I
got a
don't get
question.
it.
Question, just for clarity, because I just want clarity.
Yes.
Because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm dumb as shit all the time. I'll tell y'all that
Right.
every day. But are we saying that the people who actually make the laws need to be hold accountable as the same people that's supposed to uphold
Well, the
the
mayor
law?
doesn't make the laws.
Right.
Yes.
The
As a
mayor
matter of
doesn't
fact,
make the laws.
the mayor
And
should be
that
held
is
to
why
an even
that
higher
great-
standard than a police officer.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Can you repeat
yeah.
that, Grizz? Grizz, can you repeat that? I didn't
I
hear
would
it.
say that the mayor should be held to an even higher standard than the police officer.
Above the law.
Yeah, well, no,
Hell,
not
they should.
I
a
also
higher,
don't believe.
Absolutely.
a higher
I also
standard,
don't
not
believe.
above the law.
I also don't believe if I wake up tomorrow and found out that some police officer was stealing gift cards, that the city would be in an uproar. I don't think we
Yeah.
would give a fuck. Be like, shit. I
Ain't
wish I
nobody.
got
When
that
nobody
shit
in an
too.
uproar about Sheila Dixon.
Be like, nobody's gonna be.
Well,
an
no,
up-
We would make
bro,
memes and
nobody-
jokes about it.
right?
Nobody
Yeah,
riding
we
for Sheila
joke
Dixon.
about it, but we wouldn't be like, give him the death penalty.
Heads must roll.
Like,
yeah.
we ain't going for his head. Just be like, that
Well-
nigga, he got caught.
Well, guys, I love this conversation. I love this diatribe, but we have been on here for 2.5 hours now.
Oh wow.
And one thing that I don't want to do is be one of those people that stay online way too long for singing the same old song when we can actually make this a point of reference for another podcast in the future where we all can come back with points of interest that we want to put on. Because this was our Gumbo forum, and I'm telling you, we went all over the place. We talked about Kim Swallows. We talked about
What
slapping
kind-
people in the back of the neck
What
with
kind of
powder.
woman do you want?
We talked about so much tonight. And I mean, we talked about self-care and health-care for the mental.
Right,
making
yeah.
sure you take care of your mental. We talked about so much stuff tonight, and I'm loving the way that this format is starting to grow.
I showed one kneecap.
And please let people Please let people know that part of healthcare and self care is washing you. Please wash your ass properly.
Yes, please wash your ass.
Please
Please
wash
do.
your ass properly. Please.
And
You
How
you,
in
ain't
the
even got.
hell?
We're not
How
even
in the
going
hell
into
does?
that because I had an issue. I'm not. We not even
Yeah,
gonna
we
go.
ain't
No,
gonna
What's
talk about that.
improper? What's
that's for
improper
model
ass
behavior. We're
washing?
gonna
Hey,
talk
you know
about
what?
no
Yeah,
model
no.
behavior.
Stay tuned next week. 'Cause,
So,
yeah, we gonna
so
talk about that.
and
anyway,
let them know
Hey,
cocoa
hey,
butter is
hey,
better for the
hey,
skin.
hey,
yeah.
hey, brother Grizz.
What's
That
happening,
that
brother?
sounds some shit. That sounds some shit I would have said.
Ha ha.
You
I
go
mean,
you go from mental health to ass washing.
yes, because believe it
But
or
the
not, you
thing is,
gotta be a crazy motherfucker if you
You
ain't
got
washing
something
your
to
hands
drink?
right.
well,
You
bro,
got
if
something
he
to drink?
crazy, he ain't think about washing his ass.
You don't have no
That's the
soda?
problem.
You drank it all?
So here's the thing. So are we saying that most motherfuckers that are dirty are crazy?
No.
All right then.
You gotta be a little crazy because you smelling yourself the whole time.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little bit crazy.
Thank you, Rich, my man. Thank you.
All
You
right.
gotta be a little
Man,
crazy.
you smell that
All
shit. Go ahead,
right.
Jay-Z. I'm
So
sorry, man. Go ahead.
we gonna wrap it up right quick. As you know, in the most podcasts, we go around the room and we give our closing statements. We're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it in rapid succession. We are not gonna do it all day, all night. We're gonna do it real quick. So we're gonna start with Mr. Grizz. Say what your piece is, and we're going to move right to Mr. Bass.
All right, peace, love, and hair grease, everybody. Y'all know who it is. It's your man, dear. It's Teddy. You know, come check us out Wednesday on the Sophisticated Grizzly podcast at 8:15 p.m. We're gonna talk about all kinds of shit. I'm not gonna give away what we're talking about this week. Just come and check us out. You'll see what's up.
All right, Bass.
All right, and to co-sign on what Brother Grizzly said, ditto. I'm out.
All right, we're gonna go to our lady on the scene, Miss Marcy. Come on up.
Thank y'all for letting me join you guys and getting an insight on men's thoughts. And Base, thank you for sharing so much of what you shared today. I learned a lot about you, and you know, my heart goes out.
All right. So, do we want to go left or right?
I'll go first.
Let's go left.
Start with the knees.
Yeah, let's start with the
I just
knees.
want,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk about my knees no more. I'm done. It's winter
Thank you,
time.
bro.
It's
You need
It's
some
wintertime.
winter
lotion.
time.
You need some
It's
lotion,
winter
bro.
time.
If you don't get
But
my
check this
vote.
out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna make it quick. I'm going to Miami on Thursday, so the knees is definitely gonna be out here.
All
So
right.
if y'all follow me, y'all know I'm gonna be taking pictures like this next week.
That's what I'm gonna say. I want a knee pick.
Hey, but bro,
And
take some lotion.
oh yeah. I'm cocoa butter down. That's what I do.
All right, bro.
like
All right.
I'm with the shit. However, to wrap it up, I'm sending peace, love, healing energy to everybody who needs it. You know, I'm positive, rich, and I got nothing but love, baby. Got nothing but love, baby.
All right, my brother from somebody else's mother.
Everybody be good. If you can't be good, be safe.
All right.
All right. So, I'm not even going to go too deep. I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us here at the Grown Man Click podcast. We are growing and we are showing that we can talk about any subject and we can talk about anything. We're going to make sure this is a place where on Monday, if your team is losing the game that's on the screen, you can come in here and tell us that them motherfuckers is losing. You can come in here and you can talk about how you're feeling because you're in the mood. We want this to be a place where you create the environment that makes it worthwhile. I want to thank everybody on the panel from Marcy, Grizz, Bass, my boy Scott, and my boy Rich. I want to thank you all. Yeah, I did that on purpose. But I want to thank you all for coming in. Next week, model behavior. Y'all better be ready for that because that's going to be good. I also want to thank someone who has been quiet as a mouse, but she did the fact checking on Sheila Dixon for me. My wife over here, Sheila, is over in the corner. She's not going to come on camera because she's too beautiful for that. Thank you. And more than likely, she wants more something like this. But I just want to thank you guys for sharing some time with us today. I like his stand where he says, what he says, but I say if you're not going to be safe, make sure they know you fucking up. Make sure they know you fucking up. If you can't be safe, make sure they know you fucking up.
Fuck up
Because
with a
you know
purpose.
what? Life is too short and we need to laugh more and cry less.
Right.
Absolutely.
I love you all. Stay blessed. We are out. And peace.
Peace.
Peace.